With Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
It is our mission to embrace the ideal that our show shall always strive to belittle the stupid and to play an occasional song. We shall also strive to take all of your requests, but to never, under any circumstances, play those requests. It is our mission to offend as many people as we can in the shortest time possible. We shall always remember that no matter how pointless and stupid the things we say are, we shall present them in such a way that they will be lessons that will last a lifetime. We shall strive always to do nothing and to be mean. We shall strive mightily to always be the #1 morning show in Salt Lake, or, if not that, the #2 morning show, or at least somewhere in the top 15 or 20 morning shows. At least once a year, we shall go to someone's home, and we shall eat really good food, and we'll make you wish that you could be there to share it with us. And finally, it is our mission to always remind the listeners that we never lie, and we're always right. So let it be written, so let it be done.
See, the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
On this day.
Okay.
Rob Zombie was born.
Ah.
Wasn't he hatched?
He is 53.
So Gina is back, and she thinks she's going to wear a mask throughout the show. That'll be really
This
good.
is for your, for your peace of mind.
Actually, you sound exactly the same with it
Really?
on. Yeah, so just leave it on.
I don't sound like
No.
Cornelius?
No, you sound exactly the same.
Well, you'd sound more like Zira.
Oh, Zero.
No, she
you know
wouldn't.
you can't-
No, she wouldn't. She'd sound like Cornelius.
Do you know what you can't do when you're wearing a mask is wipe. How do you wipe your nose? You can't.
Could be a problem.
Because I got to wipe my nose.
That's
so
that's
I
really,
gotta-
it's a great
I
thought,
gotta
Gina.
do this.
Yeah.
Then,
Leave it on.
No,
You shouldn't be here.
no,
so leave
I'm
it
good. Actually, I'm going to take it off because this is annoying. I'm not contagious because they
So
said
it's a prop? Is that what it is? Is that
it was
just a prop?
it was a little prop.
It's a prop.
For radio. It was a visual.
Yep, way to go.
You can see it at x96.com/live.
That's true. I did this for Dylan's benefit.
Radio from Hell TV.
Yeah, because he's the only one who watches it. Yeah, it sounds great, Gina. Glad you're here.
I'm not contagious. They said as long as I don't have a fever, I'm good.
Well, okay then.
It's not the flu, by the way. I had a test.
It's RSV,
It's RSV.
which only infants get for the
That's what
most
I
part.
said. Isn't that a baby disease?
Pretty much. Except it says it's very dangerous for infants and toddlers to get RSV.
Yeah.
Respiratory
Something virus. Yeah.
But it's very dangerous for them. It says when adults get it, it's usually very mild and you almost don't notice it. Maybe it's just a little like a cold.
Yeah,
but of
no.
course you,
Not me.
with a weakened immune system.
Well, and that's what the doctor said. I said, I've been sick for weeks. Why just now? And he said, well, your immune system was weak from whatever you had before.
No. Your immune system is weak because of your genetic pool.
Well, that's true.
And how you
That
eat.
and
true.
instead of water, you don't drink water.
What? There is water in Diet Coke. Did you guys talk about the new Diet Cokes, or did you
Not
just
yet.
gloss over that because I wasn't here?
Well, there was a lot going on yesterday, and we didn't get to it.
But-
I would have thought Bill would have got to it because it's direct marketing against his favorite beverage.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
You don't?
No, Gina,
This was
I don't pay much attention to the trivial like you do.
trivial. This is big news.
Yeah, this is Diet Coke.
Well, no, see, Diet Coke is going after LaCroix.
Oh, I did see that.
You did see that.
Yeah,
See, that's why I thought you'd bring it up.
And it's the skinny cans that I like. The tall, skinny,
LaCroix
fashionable cans.
LaCroix also has those. They have a sort of a side brand
Yeah.
called Le Curate or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what they're going after.
Yeah, and okay, go get them. I just don't. I don't care. Go,
It's
okay.
big. It's a big deal.
to the people who directly benefit from LaCroix, that is the company. It's a big deal to. It's not a big deal to me. I don't know why it's a big deal to you.
I am a
You won't drink
consumer
either of them. You won't drink either of them.
The Diet Coke one I will.
No,
It's
you
Diet
won't.
Coke.
It's not either. It's
It's
flavored water.
It's flavored Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Diet Coke.
Yeah.
All right.
But they think that
But
they're going after LaCroix,
they're
even though
not.
LaCroix is not. See, that's why I thought you'd do the story.
Then they're not.
I
going
thought you'd
after
read that and go, they're not going. This is silly.
It's Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Is it even like thinned down Diet Coke or
No.
anything?
No,
it's just Diet
it's
Coke.
flavored
with
Diet
But
Coke.
it's in a different, fashionable,
Jeez, why-
attractive can.
Why have you suckered me into talking about this? I don't want to talk about it.
Make
I
sure
don't care.
You're not ignoring the important stories.
Yeah.
There's nothing else going on.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
going on. Listen, one thing that's very important before we take a break and get to your check-ins at 877-602-9696. Been meaning to bring this up all week. In our refrigerator here, which I know you never open, Gina, because, well, you don't have the fortitude for it. Because
Is it a hard door to open?
No, it's what... Come on, think of what I might be suggesting.
It's gross?
There.
You mean it's gross
when
in
you
there?
open
Okay.
it, what might be teeming? What might be teeming inside the refrigerator here? But there is in there a big cardboard box that's sealed.
Oh.
And it says on it, refrigerate, upon receipt, refrigerate immediately. It's been in there for several days, and it's addressed to Del Loy Hansen.
Our boss?
Yeah.
Our benefactor.
Now,
I wonder
I
if
don't-
do you think he knows?
no.
Is it the human heart he ordered?
Because he needs one? No, that man's all heart. Make sure you get that on tape.
That man is
That
all
man
heart.
is all heart. Richie says he's going to open it. It's been in there for several days, but I think Carrie's right. He doesn't know it's
doesn't
there.
know, of course
and
not.
someone...
It
now-
was a gift from
Yeah,
someone
yeah,
that
that's
said,
what I'm thinking.
we'll send it there.
and somebody... and he probably doesn't care, but somebody ought to tell him.
I hope it's an ice cream cake.
You know what I think it is? It's probably meat.
Meat?
It's
Someone
probably
sent
meat.
him Omaha steaks.
I tried to look for a return address and I didn't see it, but
It's big box.
yeah,
Okay.
it's big.
Yeah.
It'd be great if it was like Fudgy the Whale.
Oh, I would love that.
Wouldn't it be great if it was Fudgy the Whale?
Can we get those around here?
Nah, well, I don't know. You could probably order Fudgy.
Well, I mean, is there a location locally?
Oh, no.
I don't want to.
There's no, what do you call it?
Yeah. Well, if they figured out how to mail Fudgy, maybe I'll do that.
What's the name of the ice cream? Oh, Carvel.
Carvel.
Carvel ice cream.
Yeah.
That's an East Coast thing.
Yeah.
Which I thought had died a long time ago, but
no.
apparently, no, you can still get Fudgy the Whale.
Still going strong with Fudgy.
Carvel. When I lived in New York, Tom Carvel did the ads. He's long dead, but this is Tom Carvel and you can get the thin ice cream at Carvel Ice Cream.
Why would you want thin ice cream?
Don't forget Fudgy the Whale. And okay, it was great.
He's no Bulgy the Whale, but Fudgy, he's up there. Oh, Richie opened it.
What's in it?
What is it?
I don't know. He's pulling faces.
Why are you opening it?
I think that's a bad idea, Richie.
Yeah.
He and Deloyer like this.
Well, see, now it's open. Why?
He's pulling.
It's a treasure chest.
It's a head.
God, bring it in here.
It is a treasure chest.
It's a treasure
Hurry,
chest.
we're late already.
In our
Now
next,
you are going to get in trouble.
8-7. It's a treasure chest. Wow, that's
That's
why
kind of
did
cool
you
looking,
open
actually.
that?
You know, that's a federal offense, opening somebody else's mail.
You know,
Has it been there for 3 weeks?
Oh my God! It's full of thousands of dollars of cash.
No, it's
a fruit box.
It's a fruit box.
Okay.
He doesn't want it. Would you
That's
call
a
him
cool
though
little
and
box,
tell him?
though.
Call him and tell him we opened it, and I'll keep the box.
That's a cool box.
Just call him and say, "Can we have the fruit? It's a fruit thing.
it's
Can we
a
have it?"
fruit basket.
And then we'll eat it. Okay.
All right.
Oh look,
All
see,
right,
I can cough with this on and not turn away from the micro. Oh, you want me?
No,
to
I want
turn
you to turn her. Yeah.
turn away.
All right. let's get this over with.
877-602-9696. Call. Check into the Radio from Hell show. Tell us what you're doing today. Whose mail you've illegally opened. Whose mail you might illegally open. We'll take your check-ins and then we'll start the show officially.
All right. Attention, Utah residents. It's time again for the Radio from Hell Film Festival.
It's simple, easy, fun, and you could win $1,000.
Follow these 4 simple guidelines.
Include a flag of the United States of America in your film.
Include the phrase, "in your area."
Make your film 5 minutes or less.
Less. Turn your film in by February 12th at 5 p.m.
Complete contest rules are available at x96.com. Make your film and win $1,000 from Radio from Hell, the Radio from Hell Film Festival on X96.
The holidays are over. You spend all that money on great gifts for your loved ones, tinsel and luxury cars for your spouse. But now it's January and you have to eat. So take whatever little money you have left, remove the big bow from your premium sedan, and come to Arby's for new buffalo chicken tenders, beef and cheddars, and more of your favorites.
Scott. Scott. Spell it with me now. S-C-O-T-T. And now we'll use it in some dialogue with our 2 Utah men, Levar and LeGrande. LeGrande has been invited over to Levar's trailer house for lunch. Again, the word is Scott. Come on in, LeGrande. Door's open, and our delicious repast is about to begin. I hope you brought some drinks for us.
Oh, I did indeed, Levar. I bought a whole 6-pack of caffeine-free Diet Sam's Choice Cola from the Walmart. Didn't have no way of chilling it, though. Hope you have smice.
Well, fridge's been busted for a few months now. I've learned to appreciate my cola beverages at room temperature.
Well, that's just fine with me, too. I'm always sneaking a cola from down in the food storage room so Midge won't know I got a bit of an addiction. You see, we keep the caffeinated stuff in the food storage on the theory that in the event of a nuclear catastrophe, we'll need to stay awake so's we can keep the neighbors from busting in, and so's we'll have plenty of energy to be fruitful and repopulate our wasted planet. If you know what I mean. So what's for lunch?
Beef stew. I helped can it myself. It's Deseret brand beef stew. Because I helped can it, I got a free case from the Bishop Storehouse.
Ooh, I love the sound of canned stew boiling up on the range. Smells pretty good, too.
That's because Scott all natural garden and beef ingredients. Look here at that list of nutritious stuff that comes in this one can. Scott carrots, peas, taters, onions, chunks of beef, and some beef byproducts.
Ooh, that's good. Oh, but looky here. This Deseret brand beef stew's got 23 grams of fat per serving. This stew's got more fat in it than 9 strips of bacon, LeVar.
Bacon, that sounds good. Let's fry up some strips of bacon to go with our stew. You know, bacon's got an essential ingredient in it that you can only get from a few foods, you know. Foods like bologna and hot dogs and some canned hams.
Bacon's got something in it that your body needs? What?
Nitrite. It's got nitrite in it. The body needs nitrite to preserve the internal organs.
Well, fry some up then.
Okay.
Hey, you got a raw hot dog or some bologna I can nibble on to tide me over till the stew's on? My big ones is eating my little ones. I'm so hungry.
Hey, let's pop open a couple of them diet sodas for a toast, LeGrande. To life.
To life.
If we keep eating like this, we're going to live forever.
From Hell Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
So that's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Of course, I find myself in agreement with Donald Trump on this one. You got to, actually disagreement with Donald Trump in that we need to keep people from Norway out of this country.
Too many Ouijas.
There's too many of them.
Keep your Ouija ass out of our country.
People from Norway don't need to come here. They're perfectly happy where they are.
But Senator
Healthcare and
Senator Hatch, he was asked about it. Mia Love, of course, from Haiti, she was asked about it, and she's very upset.
She let all the other racist stuff slide, but this is what set her off.
Although she did say that her parents came here as immigrants from Haiti, and they didn't accept a dime from the federal government, which is really not true.
And why'd you have to throw that in there? Why?
So Orrin Hatch, very upset, and he was saying that he'd really have to check into it and see really what the president meant by that. And I tweeted at him, which he'll never read. Senator Hatch, what the president meant by that comment was, he believes that Africans and Haitians are from countries that are like holes that S comes from.
That's pretty clear. I don't know how much more you need to look into.
That's what he meant. And if that's not clear enough for you, Senator Hatch, an S-hole literally is that part of your body where the food comes out. So I hope he reads that, and I hope I could clear it up for him. All right, let's officially begin the program and take your check-ins. Do we need to sponsor that, Gina?
Well, we're going to begin the show, and that's brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
All right, the moon don't give no never mind about all of this. The moon is 17.5% of full and continues to wane. But Donald Trump will make the moon great again. On the 31st, we'll have another full moon. The moon will set today at 2:22 p.m., today being Friday. It's the 12th day of January in the year of our Lord, 2018, and this is North America's most bi-curious radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, bi-curious Bill, Gina Barberi, Senior Executive Producer of the Radio from Hell show, and lady-in-waiting to the show, Richard Stedman. And let's see, Nick Buddy, Nick Pal is here. Oh, and Dylan Allred producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. It is National Pharmacist Day.
Ooh. I know we have pharmacists that check in occasionally.
Yes. And I'm very fond of my pharmacists at the IHC Pharmacist on 9th East and 4th South. They're very, very nice people over there, Charlie and the gang. And it's also National Feast of Fabulous Wild Men Day.
What?
Let me say it slower.
Well, no, I understood the words that you said. I just don't know what
perhaps
that
you mean, what's that? Well, I don't know. It says, celebrate the wild men in your life, if you know any.
I need a definition of wild, what they think wild is.
Like they live in the woods?
Yeah,
or...
is it someone who lives in a hole in the woods?
Gina, as someone who loves that song Wild Boys, I think you should know what they're talking about.
Well, they never lose it.
That's the kind of thing we're talking about, all right? So, check-ins, 877-602-9696.
Let's begin with Mike. Hi, Mike.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Mike, what's up with you today?
Well, I've got the day off of work, so I'm headed up to go fishing, possibly.
Fishing? You gonna ice fish or just regular fishing?
It depends on the ice. If it's open water, then no. If there's ice, then yes.
So when you go fishing on the ice, you have to have an ice hole.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I usually take mine with me.
Do you have an ice auger?
I do.
And
I have all that equipment.
Really? That's always seemed like absolutely no fun to me.
No, you just sit around and drink beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that until my in-laws took me one time, and it was quite fun. So
you're from
but as far as
married into a family of ice fishermen. All right, but as far as what?
The Diet Coke. This is for Carrie, the one that all those new flavors that are coming out.
Yes.
They're looking like a pre-made mixer is what I've heard.
All
So
right.
you've got flavors in your Coke, and you add your alcohol, you're good to go.
I just saw the picture, and I didn't read the article.
No, he's saying for you, Carrie, because you like to find new mixers. It's not an official.
It'd be good for mixing. They would be good for mixing with vodka.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's that ice fisherman humor that eludes me.
Well, he married into the family, Carrie.
All right.
So, thanks for calling.
Thank you.
See ya.
Let's see. This is the boring New York lawyer.
Good morning.
Hello.
Well,
I'm here, and I need your expertise.
In what?
Well, today is the birthday of my spouse, and I'm trying to decide if 42-year-olds need gifts.
Sure.
Well, now, does he expect a gift? Does he? Then why wouldn't you give him
He
a gift?
expects no gifts. We have been giftless for a couple decades now.
Well, then why start now?
If you do that, you're going to break the system.
Yes, but we've been spending less money on ourselves lately, and so I'm wondering if he feels deprived.
You know what? It's always a nice thing to do. It would never be a bad thing. Like he wouldn't throw it at you if it would be a nice thing to do.
How do you know he wouldn't? Listen, hey, why don't you give him the gift that that gift? Just give him that gift.
Oh, that gift.
Yeah, just give him that gift. Give it to him a couple of times. Give it to him him once in the bathroom and then once in the bedroom.
And I'll tell him Bill said so.
Yeah.
This is from Bill.
Or maybe one time.
Yeah, say this is from Bill. Just before.
Yeah, that'd be romantic.
You give him the gift.
Yeah, once in the kitchen, once in the bedroom.
In the kitchen?
The kitchen, yeah, I think the kitchen would be, the bathroom would be okay if you have a nice shower.
We cook in there. What are you talking about?
We eat off that table.
This has not been helpful to you at all,
No.
I don't think.
How about this? Buy something for him that you also will use. Like a
nice auger.
Yeah, sure.
A nice dinner out for both of you.
Or a nice dinner out. Mm-hmm. Are you in New York City or New York State?
New York City.
Okay, well, there's plenty of great places.
Nice,
you can
plenty
go
of
to.
options.
Nice dinner.
Yeah.
Nice dinner. Nice steak place or something.
So dinner is enough of a gift.
Yes.
Oh, I think so.
Gina, for
Gina
years
said yes.
Yeah,
Yes, she
I've
did.
changed my position on a
opinions,
few things in my life. Colin Kaepernick and dinner is not a
It's
gift.
very unusual for her to change her position because she's always convinced that she's right. But
All right.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
all right,
You're
we gotta-
welcome.
we gotta
Happy
go.
birthday.
once
Bye-bye.
in the kitchen, once in the bedroom.
All right. John is here. Hello, John.
Hey, this is John, also known as Totally Ashley.
Oh, hi, Totally Ashley.
Hi, totally. This is so totally Ashley. What's
Totally
up with you
Ashley.
today?
So, just working, but I do have a story about opening someone else's mail that I think you'll enjoy.
Okay.
It was on my mission, and one of my companions was eagerly waiting a letter from his girlfriend. His girlfriend was like Miss Idaho Falls, and was in the Idaho.
Ooh.
She was up for Miss Idaho pageant, and she said she was going to send pictures of her and the girls.
Yeah, okay.
Well, he got transferred before the letter came, so when the letter came, me and my companion opened it up, and sadly, there were no swimsuit pictures.
Oh. Were there any pictures? Just not.
There were pictures in their gowns and everything like that, but not.
That wasn't
not the
good
ones we
enough
were
for you,
hoping
missionaries?
This really. Wow.
Yep.
So it's a
Thanks,
story.
Totally
It's a
Ashley.
story of something that didn't happen.
Yep.
Well, there were plenty of picturs, just not the swimsuit.
Okay.
The ones you hoped for.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
I mean, Totally Ashley.
You're so
Bye-bye.
totally Ashley.
All right. Tyler, the trash man, checking in. Tim, the tree guy. Big Irv
Bigger.
is checking in. Tyler, the ice slinger, checking in. Ogden shut in. I guess we got to do the show.
Okay.
All right. Coming up after these, big boy news and a pinuendo, and we find out what happened with
My fiery crash.
fiery crash. All right. So stand by for that.
Another fiery crash.
Oh, I forgot I do that, don't I?
All right.
Things are good so far this morning, actually. It's a long weekend for some people, and I think maybe you're on vacation already because we've got no accidents to report. You can report one if you see one. Text it to us, 33986.
Keep the radio on. A 1 hour nonstop music wingding starts at 10. X96. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 6:35 right now. Time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
National Auto Plaza. Who builds the best trucks? National Auto Plaza does. Lifted accessories that you haven't even thought of yet, all to take your next adventure to a whole new level. National Auto Plaza.
Thank you.
So Gina, you sound exactly the way you did.
Yeah.
The day you said by the end of the show, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I feel like I did that day too.
Well, then why are you here?
Because my fever's gone.
It will now come back.
You know, I was supposed to go out of town this weekend.
Yeah.
I had my birthday present. My birthday, which is in November.
Yes.
My birthday present was for us to go away this weekend, which we canceled because I'm sick.
Okay, so then why are you here?
Because I may as well be here if I'm not going out of town.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. See, you're laughing. You're doing the teapot impression because you realize how stupid that sounds.
I feel bad. You feel bad when you're not here.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't, because I'm always
you do.
here.
No, when you're sick, we've had the same conversation with you. Bill, go home. You're sick. No. And then you go home and you're like, I'm coming back tomorrow. And we're like, no, Bill, stay home. You do the same thing.
If I can't come back, I stay home. Like I can't talk, I stay home. That's what keeps me home. Anyway.
News?
All right. I'm dispirited. There are many reasons I don't want to do this news and talk about this. I don't want to talk about it, first and foremost, because for some reason we can't say it.
Well,
and that pisses me off.
I specifically asked our boss if we could say it.
He doesn't work for the FCC.
Yeah.
And the FCC works for Donald Trump.
See, people are very confused about why it was said on CNN, but it wasn't said on the nightly news.
You can print it in the paper.
You can print it in the paper.
Although our local paper doesn't.
Did not.
But the New York Times, the Washington Post, they print the word.
The Post did.
You should be able
asshole.
to. You should be able to print and say all the words that your president says. The things the president says should not be.
Well, wait, no, don't.
No?
Come on, no, Gina, don't take it that far.
What?
So even I have some standards.
Yeah.
So the reason CNN will sometimes let it on is because, for instance, Wolf Blitzer, he won't say it. But if someone as a news source says it, then they'll allow it.
Well, let's get more technical. CNN can say it. Comedy Central can say it.
Because they're on cable.
Because they're on cable. They're not regulated by the FCC. That's the difference.
They're choosing not to.
Yeah, they choose not to. When Comedy Central bleeps something, it's because they chose to.
Yeah.
And it's in deference to their advertisers. That's why they do it.
So anyway, we can't say it. So I'm dispirited about that. That just kind of bugs me and makes me feel. But I'm just at the end of this. I am so. Because in a way, what this is, what President Trump said, calling these countries Haitians.
You should explain what it is if people don't know what you're talking about.
He said he was in a meeting in the Oval Office with some lawmakers yesterday.
Yep.
And he described Haiti and African nations and Salvadorians, I think, were in the mix there as well, because immigration and naturalization went out earlier this week, I think it was. And busted a bunch of Salvadorians at 7-Eleven. They raided 100 7-Elevens across the country, and you know what? They got 21 illegal
Because that's
immigrants.
a cliche.
Oh.
I want to hear that meeting. Where are we going to find the illegals? I know they all work at 7-Eleven.
No, they were customers. It's a well-known fact. It's a well-known fact that illegal aliens love big gulps. Anyway, Donald Trump referred to these African nations, Haiti, as S-hole countries. And it was, and he slammed the idea of restoring protections for immigrants from those regions. Why are we having all these people from these S-hole countries come here, the president said. Sources told the Washington Post, reportedly following up on suggesting that we should welcome more immigrants from countries like Norway. Now, why did he say Norway? He said Norway because that's what was in his head because the president of Norway was just here. There's no other reason he said Norway.
No, he said Norway because it is white.
Well, Yeah, but
Because he
that's
would
the
like-
white country he
Let's be
picked.
real.
He would like
That's
more people that
is
look
the
like
white
that.
country he
Yeah.
picked because it was the top of
And
mind.
it wasn't
one.
the president of Norway, it was the president of Norway.
Well, that's what he said.
That was in their statement that
Norway.
they released, welcoming the president of Norway.
So anyway,
yeah.
but this is insignificant. If you didn't know before now that Donald Trump was a racist, and it didn't bother you before now, why should this bother you?
It doesn't, apparently. Tommy Lauren already defending him.
Yeah.
Of course she does.
No, I'm convinced he can say and do anything.
Orrin Hatch
and no one will call him on it.
Actually said, well, I'm going to have to investigate and see what he meant by that. What do you think he meant?
What did he mean?
You moron!
I'm sure there's some reasonable explanation.
I
for
mean
what
that in the best way. The best way.
Poop.
So
he's an embarrassment.
I have. Well, but he on the other hand, I don't want to talk about it because he's an embarrassment who is speaking the minds of many people in this country.
Oh yeah, people will hear that and go, "Yeah, I'm wondering that too. Why are we letting all these people from these sock-hole places
Well,
come?"
and they'll say, "Well, he's right. They are s-hole countries."
Back in the
and that you are racist
as
if you say that.
As a matter of fact, you hear I heard a couple of conservative Republicans that I kind of respect arguing that, well, it is true that these are very poor countries.
Okay, look into the history of Haiti and why it is a poor country. We get into France and America and what we did to that country to make it that way.
These are very poor countries. These are very poor countries, and there can be no arguing about that. He just said he was just saying, why do we want to let in these people from all these poor countries when we could be getting the?
You mean people from those poor countries that come here and go to school and become
great small businessmen,
become great business owners, or
Mia
doctors,
Love.
or scientists,
or become Mia Love,
or
you can't excuse it. There is no excuse for it.
None. And so,
and if you're not denouncing him right now and you're a Republican, you are part of the problem.
So now, of course, maybe we should just agree with him and say we got to keep those. We got to keep them out of here. Let's get the Norwegians in here, or we could take the other tack and say no. Let's keep the Norwegians out.
The Norwegians don't want to come here. They're perfectly happy where
then
they
our
are.
job will be really easy. It'll be really easy to keep them out.
Oh, make no mistake, his base is loving this. They love
That's
this.
more white pride stuff.
Exactly, they're reveling in it.
But I don't think he said it for that reason.
No,
I think he said it because that's the way he speaks.
Exactly,
and
it's the way he thinks,
and it's unconscious. That's just there.
Yeah. All right.
There is a big funeral today in Salt Lake.
That's why Richie's all dressed up.
31,500 people. It says an estimated 31,500 people.
That's a very odd estimate.
Yeah, I know. 31,524 people and several babes in arms are expected to gather today to pay their final respects for the late president of the LDS Church, Thomas S. Monson. There was a viewing at the Conference Center's Hall of Prophets. Began with doors opening at 7 yesterday for church employees, and then it was open from like 8 or 9 to 9 p.m. at night, and there was a steady stream of people at the viewing of the embalmed body of the prophet. And then today is the funeral, and probably traffic will be kind of crappy downtown for a while. Let's see, the funeral, what time is it, Richie? What time's the funeral going to be?
I think it's 11:30, 11, something like
11:30?
11:30.
Starts at noon. You need to be in your seats at 11:30 if you're going to attend.
Do you have to have a ticket?
Nope, no ticket. You can just go. They'll fill up the conference center first.
Do they check you to make sure
You'll go
a member?
But you will go through
security.
Security and why can't I think the
metal
detector is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
So don't bring anything that would even be construed as a weapon at all.
Have they got the kind of X-ray thing where you have to hold up your arms and they can see through you?
No, like the airport.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But they do have the wands. If you're lucky,
They're gonna wand you.
You can get wanded.
So traffic will probably be pretty crappy downtown. I don't know where the interment is. Do you? And is it in the Salt Lake Cemetery?
Salt Lake Cemetery. Yep.
All right.
But that is for family only. They're not.
Yeah, but I just saying there will be a funeral procession.
Oh, yeah.
All of that kind of stuff up.
A huge mess of that.
Up into the avenues. So be aware that that's going to snarl traffic.
But know that the because Mormons really force this, the ceremony, why can't I think of anything this morning? I'm sorry. The service will only go for an hour. It'll be 12 to 1 on the dot.
I didn't know Mormons were that strict on.
You're having trouble thinking of things because you're panicking inside over the fact that you opened the president of this company's package. You're panicking inside wondering what he's going to say.
I have literally not given that a second
when he
thought.
comes over here and says, "Where's that fruit that was sent to me by Mitt Romney? Where is that Mitt Romney fruit basket?"
I do have a this is going to sound dumb, but it's a sincere question.
Yeah.
Is the format of the funeral going to follow the traditional Mormon funeral format?
So, like, will there be...
Because you know how that flows.
Oh, there's There's an opening.
Absolutely. A couple of the...
So there'll be only like
prayer.
2 speakers. People will sing.
There will be some music, then another speaker, and then someone will read the obituary.
His bishop will read the obituary.
It probably won't be that. I would imagine.
He has a bishop, doesn't he?
And that's why it would be an hour, because that's how long that
they structure it through
structure takes.
Yeah. And plus, they have to deal with things like the TV stations and stuff like that who are dedicating the program.
Now, do you think that the sister missionaries, some of them are not going to the funeral and they're staying at his house so nobody goes and steals anything? And then they have all the hot dishes over there?
I think they have the security people there. They don't need this.
And then they have the hot dishes? No?
Yeah, sure. I don't think so.
Funeral potatoes somewhere?
I think everywhere should have, in honor of President Monson, funeral potatoes.
I think everybody should make some.
Yeah.
One final quick story here.
Yes.
IKEA is calling on women.
Yes.
Who suspect
I'm a
women.
woman. I'm a woman.
Not this kind of woman.
Do you have any IKEA in
who
your
suspect they might be pregnant.
Oh yeah, that's not me.
That's not
No,
you.
that's not you.
To pee on one of their print ads.
What?
To make sure.
Yes.
The IKEA ad.
What?
Yep. In Swedish magazine Amelia contains a pregnancy test that reveals. It's a picture of a baby crib, and it reveals a discounted price for an advertised crib if it comes into contact with a pregnant woman's urine.
That's hilarious.
I think that's kind of brilliant in a way. So if you are pregnant and you pee on their ad, suddenly the discount will appear.
But then you have to take the urine-soaked ad into the IKEA.
No, you don't. You don't have to do that. You can just tell them what it is. The ad is a pregnancy test. Pee on the marked area and wait for a moment. If you're expecting, you'll get a surprise right here in the ad. The agency behind the campaign said it took some work to adapt pregnancy test technology to work on a magazine page. Technical advancements made during the work with this campaign have the potential to improve medical diagnostics, the agency that developed the ads. I think we should do the same thing on the radio sometime next year. Sometime in the spring.
Pregnancy test?
Pregnancy test on there. All you have to do, if you pee on your radio, you'll win. And it reveals that you're pregnant, you will win a prize. All right, that's
Figure out how to do that.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Yes.
Let's see. We've got LaVonna Golden.
I wonder if she's LDS.
She's the estranged mother of disgraced Olympic skater Tonya Harding.
Oh,
so
probably not.
The I, Tonya movie.
Mm-hmm.
She's coming out and talking about it now.
Oh, good.
I did not throw steak knives at Tonya. I spanked her, yes.
So is this what they do in the movie?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, they say that Tanya is the way she is because she had a bad upbringing.
I did not throw steak knives. Yes, it is true. I put brandy in my coffee. Apparently, she's doing that all throughout. But she wants to set the record straight. She never threw steak knives at Tonya Harding. That's sports. Weather. We're in that lovely, balmy January time. 48 for a high today. We might have a slight shower, a rain shower in the morning. But very warm, partly cloudy today, 48. Traffic, we've got a crash northbound Main Street. This is in Tooele at 2100 North. That's the only thing on UDOT. I'm going to check our message stream quickly and see if anybody has sent us any traffic. Nope, nothing there. If you see something, you can text it to us, 33986.
All right. Let's see now, 6:50. We got a few minutes here before the travel brigade comes in, and they're going to be talking about skiing locally.
So last Saturday, I think I told you guys before I left work on Friday that we were celebrating Christmas at Joe's mom's house, my mother-in-law Karen's house.
Yeah, yes.
Because she is she's too nice, and she said on Christmas, "Oh, you don't hurry up here. We'll just do Christmas another day." Okay. So
I'll just spend Christmas alone.
my entire family, all 5 of us, loaded into my car to drive up to Grandma Karen's house. Now, I don't know if you remember on Saturday, it was a little slick.
Yes. Yeah.
And about 3 blocks from my house, we're stopped at a stoplight right by the Java Joe's there on
13th East.
On 13th East.
East High School.
And stopped at the stoplight.
It's kind of more of a prominent landmark than the Java Joe's.
Well,
East
the
High
Java Joe's plays into my story here. Okay. And we're just having a nice conversation at the traffic light, and all of a sudden we're thrown forward violently.
Oh, really?
Car, I think, slid into us, but maybe was going too fast for the conditions on top of that.
Well, that's...
Slammed into the back of us.
Yeah.
Now we're in the middle of the street. Joe gets out of the car, and the kids start to unbuckle. And I said, no, we're in the middle of the street. Just stay in your seats.
Is everyone okay?
Is everyone okay?
Say that
Is everyone
first?
okay? Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. And then the guy from the other car starts yelling, "My car's on fire! My car's on fire!" Now, his car is wedged underneath mine.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I look out, and it's not like a little fire. It's a big fire. So
unbuckle your seatbelt.
So unbuckle. So I forget what I said. Everybody out of the car. And you do have that second of, should I grab?
It's going to explode.
Is there something in here I should take with me if my car's going to, grab my purse? And then you think, no, I just got to get out of here. So we run over to the Java Joe's parking lot. It's a Pontiac Grand Am, which I don't even, do they even make those anymore?
I don't know.
It was a really old.
Yeah.
And now, usually when you get in an accident, they'll say, you leave your cars there until police get there. And Joe's like, I'm going to see if I can pull our car away from the flaming car.
Yeah, good idea.
And he pulled it into the Java Joe's parking lot. It took about 10 minutes for the police to get there and the fire and the
ambulance. As the car continues to burn.
It was completely engulfed in flames.
Wow. So you've witnessed a car fire.
I was involved.
Was it a barbecue?
It was a fiery car.
It was a barbecue.
And the sound of the windshield exploding.
Oh, that's an interesting sound. I've heard that.
Have you heard? I thought it was a gunshot.
Yeah.
Glass everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, the fire truck arrived, and they blocked the streets off. So I'm sorry to anybody I inconvenienced.
Isn't that just like the cops?
They blocked what?
Mm-hmm. To block the streets off?
No. I mean, it was like all directions. It was blocked off. And what?
Nothing. Go. Keep moving.
And the nice people at Java Joe's, I have to thank them because they had invited my kids inside. It's not the kind of coffee shop where there's a place to sit down in there. It's just a kiosk kind of place.
It's a Java Joe.
They said, "Oh, come in, we'll get you a hot chocolate and a cookie." And but the people that ran into us,
there's more than one person in the car.
Yeah, no license, no insurance, wasn't even their car. The person that owned the car didn't have insurance on the car. So that car is a total, complete loss. But everything that happened to my car, we're on the hook for. And that's pisses me off. Pisses me off. We didn't do anything wrong. We were just sitting there. And now we have...
It's life, isn't it?
No, but it's...
What?
You play by the rules. Mm-hmm. The rules are you have to have insurance. But you know what you also have to have in the state of Utah is you have to have uninsured motorist insurance, which means if you get hit by somebody that doesn't have insurance, you pay. So what's the incentive for them to have insurance? Well, everybody has the uninsured motorist insurance anyway, so if I hit them, their insurance will take care of it.
So are you suggesting you shouldn't play by the rules?
Well, you need to sue the guy.
They don't have any money.
Sue them anyway.
They're driving a 30-year-old Pontiac Grand Am that belongs to somebody else. They don't have any money.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
That's how they keep their money.
Yeah, they don't pay insurance.
Doing stuff like that.
It's just infuriating. So, but it's not just that. It's so then I have my car towed to Excel Automotive Repair because it won't start after that. And, thank goodness we know good mechanics you can take your car. And they're
is it going to be totaled or is it fixable?
No, it's fixable. And then they send it over to Everest, and Everest is going to. But it's just the
it's
pain
ruined
of all
now.
that.
Yeah, I should get a new car. Get it fixed up and get a new car.
Gina, I had a type of accident just last month. If he got a citation for the accident for no insurance or whatever, you can call the attorney that is assigned to his case, and the damages and deductible will be added to his case as restitution.
Have to pay it at some time.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
All right.
There we go.
It's just,
all right.
I was in a fiery car crash.
Yep. But
okay.
I don't expect people to have insurance. I know it's going to be bad no matter what.
All right. Let's take a break. We'll be back with the Travel Brigade. Stand by.
The Sundance Film Festival is back in Utah January 18th through the 28th with
Mass. Mass. Spell it with me now. M-A-S-S. And now we'll use it in some dialogue, starring as our two Utah friends, Levar and LeGrande. Let's listen to the boys as they cut through Temple Square on their way to JB's for the breakfast buffet. Again, the word is Mass.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. It's a beautiful morning for a breakfast buffet at JB's, ain't it, LeVar?
Any morning is a beautiful morning when breakfast is all you can eat for one low price and when your best bud is buying.
Oh, what a beautiful... Wait, what? I thought it was your turn to buy.
No. I bought the last breakfast we had together down to the Circle K, remember? The chocolate milk and the Hostess pies.
Oh, right. I guess it is my turn to buy. Whew, Temple Square sure ain't as busy today as it gets during the general conference, is it?
Oh, you said it.
But during conference, you sure can see that this church is the fastest growing religion in the world, huh? Of course, the Catholics are the biggest religion.
Catholics, Mass? There's more of them Islamics and Hare Krishnas than there are Catholics.
I meant Christian religions. You know what a Christian is, don't you, LeVar?
Well, of course I know, LeGrande. I myself am a white angler sexton protestant. You know, a WASP.
A WASP, Mass. You're a Mormon like me.
Well, sure I am, but I'm also a WASP.
What?
Look. I like fishing for whitefish, hence I'm a white angler. I'm a hit with the ladies, so that's a sexton. And I ain't paid my taxes in over 20 years. I'm a tax protestant, a WASP.
Tax protestant, Mass. You, my friend, are just too cheap to pay your tax. Ow!
Hey, what happened there, LeGrande? You okay?
I tripped on that crack in the sidewalk. I almost fell on my ass.
X96.
All right.
Speaking of advanced teens.
Do we have a sponsor?
Me? No, we do not.
The Travel Brigade with Kathleen and Jeff, both advanced teens as far as I'm concerned. You've recolored your hair or some different color than last time I saw it, haven't you? No? Cut it differently? It's windy out, isn't it?
It's windy. Yeah, there you go.
He means you look nice.
Yeah.
That's what he means.
It's the just woke up kind of look.
The Travel Brigade, Jeff and Kathleen, you can find them at their own podcast and website, travelbrigade.com. And they come here about once a month and talk about travel bargains and stuff like that. What have you for us today?
Well, I wanted to talk, in honor of President Trump, I wanted to talk about Utah's blank hole counties. But Kathleen wanted me to stick with skiing.
The topic at hand.
Yeah, I got it.
Now we have a giveaway. Do we want to just say at the end of this, based on your listening, we'll give away, tell people what the giveaway is for them.
It's 2 day passes to Bryan Head Resort, and they are good for weekends and holidays, so they're about $158 value.
You're going to have to get right up on that mic when you talk quietly. Now, when you talk in your normal voice, I need you to step back. Because we clearly can't have this nice microphone. We can't do that.
So two day passes to Bryan Head, worth about $152 a piece.
Yep. No, combined.
Combined.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, so whenever when we're traveling, we tell people we live in Utah. They know 2 things about Utah: Mormons and mountains. If you're going to,
you got to worship one.
You got to worship one or both if you live here. And so we're here to talk about the passes, or excuse me, the resorts. We're going to kind of talk about resorts off the Wasatch Front.
All right.
So that
little mini vacations.
Little mini vacations.
Yep.
We first want to mention too that Governor Gary Herbert has declared January to be January is Learn to Ski and Snowboard Month here in Utah.
Okay. That's right. You can check out skiutah.com. There's lots of rates there and packages for first-time skiers or beginning skiers. If you go to skiutah.com, you can find packages anywhere between like $40 and $50 that include passes, lessons, and ski rentals.
Mm-hmm.
So they really want to get people out on the ski slopes, and so we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the ones outside the Wasatch Front.
Like where?
So let's go down south and start at Bryan Head Resort. Just 32 miles from Cedar City. It has the highest base in all of Utah, 9,600 feet. They have 3 terrain parks spread out over 2 mountains. They have a tubing hill. You can also do all the typical winter activities there. A few years ago, one of my great memories is we did a snowmobiling trip where we ended up overlooking the Cedar Breaks and the Red Rocks and everything.
That's beautiful.
And really cool.
And what's really nice about Bryan Head, too, is that it is close to Cedar St. George and, of course, then Las Vegas. So you can do a little snow and sun all in the same vacation.
I didn't have any idea it was that high, 9,600 feet.
And if let's continue heading north, we'll go up to I-15, and just outside of Beaver is Eagle Point. They're larger than you would have thought. They have 600 acres with 40 runs and 5 lifts.
They have 40 runs? Oh, yeah, I didn't think it was that big.
With all of that, their wait time, they advertise their wait time is exactly 0 minutes. Adult day pass runs $55.
And then we're going to skip, of course, all the Cottonwood Canyons, Park City. We love y'all, but we're going to move somewhere new. We're going to go up to Ogden Canyon.
And we would love to spend half an hour or more telling you about all the great restaurants, the unique accommodations, and the fun things to do in the Ogden area, but time does not permit. We're going to refer you to Vamoose, Utah. We have an article in there coming out February 1st where we talk about all that stuff. We'll post a link. It's a sister publication of City Weekly, so you'll find it most places you find City Weekly.
Vamoose.
Vamoose, Utah.
VAMOOSE.
Yes.
As in let's vamoose.
Yes. And focusing on skiing, the Winter Olympics came 2002. The spot they picked for the world's fastest skiers downhill event was there in Snow Basin. Now they're celebrating their 50th anniversary, and they're opening a Wildcat 6-pack chairlift. Their day passes run $109.
And Snow Basin is, if you used to ski Snow Basin back in the day,
that's where I learned to snowboard.
Yeah.
Right.
It looks nothing like when you learn to snowboard.
It was so nice. It was kind of quaint and small. Parking was hard. It was a small parking lot. It was a very nice resort, but it was just.
You'll like this, Kathleen.
Well, I liked it then, though. Is the thing.
Now it's beautiful.
For my money, best bathrooms of any ski resort.
Oh,
that's Snow Basin.
Yeah,
there
you go. I like
there's
that.
Carrera marble.
Yeah.
In the
you should have an app, Gina.
There you go.
Bathrooms, tours of bathrooms.
And their day pass is $109. Staying in Ogden Valley, hashtag for Powder Mountain this season is preserving the POW. And they're doing it with 2 new lifts serving over 1,000 new acres. They've got over 8,400 acres. They are the largest patch of skiing in North America. They're capping their day passes at 1,500 and their adult season passes at 1,000. So you should be able to get in there and get some runs in. They have an $85 day pass.
And then you've got Nordic Valley. That's there as well. It's their 50th anniversary. 100% of their mountain is under lights for night skiing, and adult day pass is $50. And then, of course, we're going to head up past Logan.
Yeah, let's make a run for the border, go up to the summit of Logan Canyon to Beaver Mountain. And they opened in 1939, and it's still family-owned and operated. It's a real mom-and-pop shop.
I think it's maybe the last one in Utah. Powder Mountain, I think, sold finally, too.
Yeah.
It was family-owned forever, but...
Yeah, it's a very rare thing now. Their day pass is just $50.
And then we have the newest 2014 resort, Cherry Peak. Cherry Peak.
Where's that?
It is north of Logan, right on the Idaho border. It's a ski resort plus near Richmond.
If you head north out of Logan along the place that's now got the Costco and all that.
And they also have ice skating, tubing, adult day pass. This is a good bargain, $39. I wanted to mention, too, there's lots of good restaurants, resorts, places to stay. So tweet us or email us at either at Travel Brigade, or we can give you some information on where to stay and where to eat as well. And we have a giveaway for the Brian Head Resort passes.
2 all-day adult passes to Brian Head.
And by the way, you can use these on holidays.
Most of these resorts also have accommodations, lodging.
A lot of them don't have them.
Because the smaller ones, like Beaver Mountain, I don't think does.
Well, even Brian Head, they're not part of the resort, Brian Head Resort. But there are accommodations around there.
Gotcha.
So a lot of the ski resorts that are small, you are finding resorts that are in the neighboring areas, but they're not so much a whole resort where they're
Or like Eagle Point has, they've got a whole list of places you can rent right around there.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll
houses and stuff like that.
Most of them have an area. If you go to their website, and if you go to Ski Utah, they have a great button you can click on that's called Resort Comparisons, and you can click on who's got what elevation, who's got how much is their day pass, who's got this much snow,
how far they are from the airport.
It's been kind of a rough snow year.
Yeah.
Are all of those resorts open?
I don't know that all of them are open, but I know Brian Head's open. I know obviously the ones up here are open. Snow Basin
is open.
Yeah. So I think we're still, it's still coming, but as far as we know, most of them are open.
All right. So if you want to win those 2 passes to Brian Head Resort, over $150 value, here's the question. Call 877-602-9696 and tell us what resort was it that Carrie learned to snowboard at? What
good
resort?
Radio from Hell trivia question.
877-602-9696. And then you can find all of that information on our website, x96.com, thetravelbrigade.com, all of that. And so, where are you? Are you guys? Why are you in town? Are you not going somewhere?
I'm actually leaving to New York. I'm doing, I don't know if we talked about this last year, but the 2-for-1 Broadway week.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing
and Dine Around.
Yeah, and Dine Around. So I'm doing 4 shows in 5 days.
Fun.
Yeah.
Which shows?
Finally got my Hamilton tickets.
Good.
In New York. I'm sorry, but I don't believe the Salt Lake BC team is going to work for me.
And you'll also see me standing under the viaduct down here with a will do travel editorial work for food sign.
To pay for the ticket. And then, which I did get last April, so it's been in the works. But then I'm seeing Dear Evan Hansen, which won a lot of Tonys. I'm seeing the new SpongeBob SquarePants.
Which is supposed to be great.
I know. I tried not to see it, but I
tried not to.
I really did.
You can't avoid it.
No, I had people tell me that if I didn't see it, I was going to be really sorry.
Yeah, you think it's kind of this, okay, it's a dumb kid show. Well, apparently it's great for kids, but it's also very entertaining.
Well, it's got a lot of adult humor in it.
It's like the cartoon.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll be good. But I saw that was only $49 on the 2-for-1, so that was a steal. And then I'm going to see the one that's most talked about right now is On This Island, that came out. So
yeah, controversial, interesting.
Yes,
should be good.
Yes.
Have fun. You get to travel all the time at travelbrigade.com.
Yeah, you get to be here all the time.
Oh, that's right. And the Hamilton that's coming here will be perfectly good.
Oh, sure. I'm going to say that in public.
It will be perfectly good. The
Hurry, go
Eccles
stand
Theater.
in line. Hurry, go stand in line.
Remember, Eccles Theater is a big sponsor, Kathleen.
Yes, no, I love the Eccles Theater. I'm just going to say that. But you can't compare New York Broadway.
Well, see that you can go see Broadway shows on Broadway in these cramped, dingy little
That's
theaters.
right, cramped, small, and dingy with good seats. But yes, there's the beautiful, big, huge Eccles, which I think is gorgeous.
It's beautiful. All right, thank you.
Okay. Gina, do you have some traffic for us?
I do, courtesy of friends of the program who are sending it in. Thank you, because UDOT's got nothing for me so far. New accident southbound at the intersection of Banter and Lake Park Boulevard, the southbound lane. Let's see, the numbnuts has his hazards on, but he doesn't have his hazards on, so watch out for that. That's the only accident being reported now.
So watch out for someone who either does or does not have their hazard lights on.
Be clear when you send me a text, please, about your traffic incidents, 33986.
All right, we got Boners Round 1 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1. I say don't warn them. Let's let the stupid people help thin out the herd.
Okay.
Don't warn them.
All right.
Boner candidate number 2, I was helping with the opioid crisis. And number 3, hey, Rick, I got talent.
All right, Boners Round 1 and Big Boy News all coming up next. We know that live music on the beach is a hell of a lot better than suffocating under the inversions.
Radio from Hell on X96.
So anyway, we're up there, getting bags of food and turkeys. But when we first got there,
this is before we went on the air.
Now I didn't say this to her on the air, did I?
No, this was before we went on.
She introduced herself, and I forget her name. Hi, I'm so and so with the food bank, and I always said hi, and she handed us a fact sheet. And it's just a few things there, and she said, and then she said, I don't even think we asked her to be on the radio.
Didn't.
She said, I don't want to go on the radio. And Carrie said, well, come on, we've got to want to talk to somebody from the food bank.
Yeah.
You're here. You're an expert.
I believe every year we have spoken with somebody.
Yeah, and I said, well, we need somebody from the food bank. We'd like somebody from the food bank to talk. And she said, well, what are you going to ask me? and it made me a little mad.
It did, because it's kind of a
and I said, well,
question.
I'm going to ask you, what the velocity of a V1 rocket is, and how to build a diesel truck, and what is the composition of quartzite.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna ask you stuff that you can answer about the food bank.
The stuff that was on the sheet.
Easy stuff. She ran. She disappeared. And never came back.
Yeah.
And no one else from the food bank.
No.
She was the representative that morning.
And
you could have handled that a little better.
Yeah, I could have. And I think I did say, well, could you get us somebody who will talk? I think I said that. And that's when she said, well, what are you going to ask me?
I think he was just trying to point out to her that that was kind of a silly question. You're here to represent the food bank. Tell us about hungry people.
I was, but I kind of snapped at her.
But people that never been on the radio or put in that position, it makes them nervous just right off the bat.
Gina, Gina, I don't think, again, you really need, other than that seems to be your role, to apologize for this. I'm doing the apologizing. You don't need to.
Once again,
it's my turn to apologize.
Stepping all over Bill's thing.
Stop apologizing. I'm apologizing.
You know, you're always there to ruin the punchline, and now you're ruining the apology.
And quit throwing your shoes at me.
Wait, there's another one.
So she really never said why she didn't want to be on the air, did she?
No, but she was scared. You know, she was nervous.
She did the I don't want to be on the air.
Maybe she had a real job and was supposed to be at work and didn't want anybody to hear her.
No, but anyway, I feel bad about it. I'm sorry. I'd like to find out her name, and I'll send her an apology or.
Yeah, I wouldn't call her. You'll scare her.
Yeah, I didn't mean to scare you, and I'm sorry. I was a little short, but it's first thing in the morning, and we're just getting it together, and you know how I am.
Yeah.
But she doesn't.
Again, you can't treat everybody like you treat me.
Oh, shut up. I can too. You call right now, and I'll tell you to shut up. I don't care who you are.
Gary, Bill, and Gina on X96 Radio from Hell. And Gina on X96.
All right. 7:20 right now. Time for round one of the boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, 50-50 chance going up against the winner of round 2. That happens at 8:20. Boner fight at 9:20. So 2 candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
You can buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt, courtesy of our mechanics.
Yes.
They sent my car straight there from the fiery crash. I told the tow truck driver, take this directly to Excel Automotive Repair, 33rd South, 3rd East.
All right, we had boner candidate number 1, which was, I say don't warn them. Let the stupid bastards help thin the herd. It's the latest social media challenge that comes with some dangerous risks. People are recording themselves eating Tide laundry pods after social media memes compared the cleaning product to food.
Don't do
now, there's one there at x96.com/live. It does look like a piece of candy. When I went up to Lava, there were some of those pods, something like those in the Airbnb we rented. And my son, 18 years old, went, "Hey, look, candy! That's a meme, Dad. I can do it." So he knew all about this. I think it's kind of foolish because, number one, I think most of the problem comes from the coating itself. If you look at data for liquid soap ingestion, just liquid soap ingestion by itself doesn't cause too many problems, said Dr. Joe Krug of St. Vincent Health, but the pods, the stuff that's around them, are really deadly. A quick YouTube search will return a thread of videos showing people eating the pods and gagging.
It's
the Tide Laundry Pod
Yeah.
Challenge.
Yeah.
So you'll get burns to the skin, burns to the eye, a lot of problems that are more severe, burns to the respiratory tract, burns to the esophagus.
You get what you deserve.
Well, that's what I say. That's what I say. Tide's parent company, Procter & Gamble, said our laundry packs are a highly concentrated detergent meant to clean clothes. And they're used safely in millions of homes every day. They should only be used to clean clothes and kept up, closed away from children. They should not be played with, whatever the circumstances. In recent years, the company even made the pod containers more childproof after reports of some children, little kids, mistaking them for candy. Yeah. So they said, oh, well, we'll tighten up the packaging and make sure. But now there are just these idiots on YouTube doing the pod challenge. Boner candidate number 1. I say don't warn them.
All right.
Let the stupid little bastards help thin the herd. Here's boner candidate number 2. I was helping with the opioid crisis. A pharmacist. Oh, it's National Pharmacist Day.
That's right.
A pharmacist has pleaded guilty in New Hampshire to tampering with customers' pain medications using syringes to withdraw the drugs and replacing the drugs with saline. The U.S. Attorney's Office in New Hampshire says 65-year-old Thomas Kellerman of Bedford pleaded guilty Wednesday to tampering with a consumer product and obtaining a controlled substance by fraud. He is scheduled to be sentenced in May. Court documents say Mr. Kellerman worked at a pharmacy and began abusing narcotic pain relievers in 2011. He went on medical leave in 2012, reportedly returned to the pharmacy after business hours and on weekends to take the drugs and replace them with saline. Prosecutors say a pharmacy employee
taking medication
detected irregularities.
From sick people in pain.
Yeah, that would be the case.
No, but I mean, it's not just that you're, doing whatever you're doing. You're depriving.
Gina, he is trying to help with the opioid crisis. Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Hey, Rick, I got talent.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 1, right after this Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Tragedy.
Oh?
Tragedy, Fast Eddie Clark.
Oh?
Dead.
Motorhead.
At the age of 67. Motorhead guitarist Edward Allen Clark, better known as Fast Eddie Clark, has died. According to a post on Motorhead Facebook page, Clark died Wednesday following a battle with pneumonia. He was 67 years old. He was the last surviving member of Motorhead's classic lineup.
So is there still a touring Motorhead now?
Which included frontman Lenny Klumster and drummer Filthy Animal Taylor, who died December 2015 and November 2015, respectively. He played on Motorhead's first 5 studio albums. In a Facebook post, guitarist Phil Campbell and drummer Mickey D, who played in the final incarnation of Motorhead, also shared their thoughts on Clark's passing. So the final incarnation of Motorhead would indicate to me that
it's done.
There is not a Motorhead. Now, that's not to say there won't be a Motorhead somewhere down the line.
When Lemmy died, I think it died with him. He was the face and the voice of it.
He was the mole.
Senator Orrin Hatch has promised to
go
big and bold.
Yes.
Or is it make big and bold?
What?
During the 168th in the scatological atmosphere of today's news, I thought.
Oh.
He during the 168 legislative workdays remaining in his 7th and now final term in the U.S. Senate, anyone who thought that Orrin Hatch would coast quietly into his golden years doesn't know me. The feisty 83-year-old said. Hatch, who announced last week that he won't seek re-election, said he put pieces in place long ago to ensure his last year would be a legislative knockout. So no one should count me out, for a single second, he said. Anyone who does should be reminded that I can do in just a few months what it takes most members decades to complete.
Okay.
Yes.
And, of course, he wants to spend a very productive last term working with the president that he admires so much.
Yes.
He's going to have to look into whether it's okay to call countries
poop bits, sock holes,
S-holes.
He said
taking off my boxing gloves, but then I'm putting them back on.
Well, you won't be able to wipe if you do that.
I know, it's a tragedy.
Utah's climate is changing.
No, that's a damn lie. That ain't
It's
happening.
real. It's happening. It affects the way we will live in the future, said meteorologist Sterling Polson.
Fake news.
Freezing temperatures, record snow totals, and bomb cyclone. The country has been hit with a powerful winter storm this year, but Utah remains rather dry. Polson says for Utah, this means anything could happen. Bigger storms or warmer temperatures. Either or, and it will impact you. Utah climatologist Robert Gillies has said we are seeing climate changes globally, and the warming Arctic means the jet stream has moved north, leaving Utah with fewer storms coming through.
My yard is a muddy mess. I would love just a nice hard freeze to keep it.
But it doesn't mean Utah is seeing less water. In fact, the valleys are seeing increasingly more rain with these strong storms, even in the winter months. Gilly says the changing weather means changes in the food we eat. We get lots of runoff, flood the fields, can't plant. There are all these things that people don't consider, but climate change is real. It is happening, and it will impact the way we live.
Yes,
and it's just we've already gone down that road, and we will continue. It'll continue to be. And sea lions in San Francisco keep attacking tourists. And I blame climate change.
There are signs all over that say not to get near them.
It's even people who are just walking by. I blame climate change for that.
They're
too.
pissed.
A sea lion bit a woman swimming in the San Francisco Bay in the fourth such attack since December. The woman says she and two friends of the South End Rowing Club were swimming at 7 a.m. Thursday when the sea lion just latched onto her and tried to drag her underwater.
That's scary.
I think they're angry, and maybe they thought she was food.
Mm-hmm.
Critics'
the animal
Choice
kingdom's biting back.
The Critics' Choice Awards were last night, right after the Golden Globes.
Wasn't Jimmy there?
Jimmy and Kat were there.
A few days.
Do we need a report?
Would you like me to not do this one?
No. I like it when Jimmy tells us what's going on there.
A few days. Well, I'll tell you what was going on.
Okay.
A few days after the Golden Globe Awards, similar crowd of movie and television stars gathered in Santa Monica for the 23rd annual Critics' Choice Awards. Although notably missing, James Franco.
Yes.
Who sat for some extremely uncomfortable TV interviews this week after allegations of sexual misconduct surfaced on social media. He's called them not accurate. He didn't say they were lies. He said they were not accurate. The AP reported that Franco won the Best Comedy Actor trophy for his role in The Disaster Artist, but he wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
The main portion of the 2-hour event was broadcast on the CW last night. Olivia Munn and Niecy Nash hosted, and they looked great together. Did you see a picture of them?
They were pictures.
They were wearing, I don't know if Dylan has it, they were wearing similar dresses, and they looked great. They called out the men of Hollywood, including Mark Wahlberg. Wahlberg garnered plenty of criticism this week after USA Today reported that the actor earned $1.5 million for reshooting his role, or parts of his role, in All the Money in the World after Christopher Plummer replaced Kevin Spacey. Michelle Williams, on the other hand, got $1,000. $1,000 for Michelle. Did you get that, Gina?
Yeah, it's the per diem. She got her per diem.
She got the per diem, and he got the per diem plus $1.5 million. Critics' Choice host Olivia Munn called him out during a bit with Niecy Nash, in which the two actresses toasted the good guys in Hollywood in the post-Harvey Weinstein era. I'd like to raise a glass to the studio executive who had me meet him in the hotel conference room instead of his actual hotel room, Olivia Munn said. Bravo, sir. She didn't name the guy, but said bravo.
There they are.
There they are. X96.com/live.
They look very nice.
Kind of similar dresses, and they look great. Way to be regular human being, guys. Good job. Congratulations for doing the kind of thing you're supposed to do. Here's to the male casting directors who didn't ever say anything derogatory to me in an audition, Niecy Nash said. Thank you to all the men for speaking up at the Golden Globes and joining our sisters, Nash said, but didn't actually say, they wore the pins, but didn't actually say what they meant. And then Munn said, thank you to the producers for paying Niecy Nash and I the same amount of money. And Mark Wahlberg $1 million. And the crowd went, ooh.
Yeah.
And she said, I know he took a pay cut.
Mark
It was
Wahlberg,
really generous of him.
He hasn't commented on this at all yet. Has he? Why doesn't he do the right thing? And
I would have just, as I said yesterday, I said he should just say, look, you're right. Here's half of the 1.5
or
I got.
donate it to a,
No, give it to her. Let her make the decision.
Yeah.
Give it to her. And then the other thing that came out of the Critics' Choice Award is that there's really not. Usually, if there's the Golden Globe and then the Critics' Choice Award, and they win the same. The best picture win the same in both of those awards. That's kind of
indication.
A good Oscar predictor. Well, it didn't happen. 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri, won the Golden Globe. Lady Bird, Best Comedy. National Board of Review presented Best Picture to The Post. Critics' Choice went to The Shape of Water, so everything's up for grabs.
Mm-hmm.
It means it was a good year for movies, I think is what that
And if you go to Jimmy Martin's Facebook page, you can see he met Guillermo del Toro.
Really?
There last night, yeah.
And then, I don't know, one more we have here? Let's see, how about, I'll do this one. Christopher Hauptman and Kaylee Hauptman. It's a lovely picture of them. Facebook picture. They look like they're in love. Though he's been sentenced to jail. They got married, you see.
Okay.
He went to jail because she's his teenage stepdaughter.
Ew.
Well, you can marry.
No, not okay.
You can marry.
No, not okay.
Gina, you can legally.
Ew.
Gina, stop it for a second so I can do the damn story. So you can legally marry your teenage stepdaughter, provided you've divorced her mother, but he hadn't. Christopher Hauptman pleaded no contest to charges of bigamy, forgery, unsworn falsification to authorities, and firearms counts in Northumberland County Court, Pennsylvania. Hauptman, who goes by the name Christopher Buckley, married 43-year-old Shanna Dietrich in Florida in November of 2015. And then the next year, he married his new bride's 18-year-old daughter. And they were all aware of this. And they were apparently, I guess if they were apparently okay with it.
They meaning his ex-wife?
Well, she wasn't his ex-wife. She's not his ex-wife.
They meaning his
wife.
I don't want to see that picture, Dylan. I don't want to picture.
Well, see how happy they look.
No, that's weird.
He's 35. She's 18, but they look happy.
He's only 35.
I think that's what it said. No, excuse me. He's 44.
Okay.
Gross.
Yeah.
I would say, looking at her, I'd say she's only
18. There's a lot of hard living there.
Yeah, that's the one. All right, that's it.
Weather traffic.
A lot of hard living with the weather we have. It's not January. It's
climate change.
It might be 50 to 50.
How about
January?
How about just calling it your climate change outlook for today instead of the weather?
And we might get rain in January.
I'm serious. Let's just start calling it the climate change outlook.
And that's it. Warm and it might rain. And traffic, I really do think a lot of people have a 3-day weekend and are gone. Because my UDOT cameras are green all the way up and down the Wasatch Front. I'm not even seeing any slowage happening there. And friends of the program not sending me anything either. If you do see something, let us know. Text it to us, 33986. Haster Games is having a pre-release for Magic the Gathering's latest set. You'll have to help me, Carrie. Rivals of Ishlan. Friday at 11 p.m., Saturday 4 p.m. Don't miss the sale Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, 15 to 20% off. Located at 6831 South State or online at hastergames.com.
All right. No, I'll tell you off the air.
Okay, all right.
Boner candidate number 3, please.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Hey, Rick, I got talent. Cedric Miller says he was looking for the boss. Cedric Miller is a wannabe rapper, and he tried to rob a Wingstop outlet because he wanted to get the owner, Rick Ross's, attention. Cops on Monday arrested Memphis hip-hop hopeful Cedric Miller for the Friday night attempted robbery, and Miller then said, I'm just trying to get Rick Ross's attention. He owns Rick Ross owns like most of the Wingstops in
I didn't know
the
that.
area. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Miller and another guy allegedly held up the wing joint at gunpoint but left empty-handed after they couldn't get the register open. Rick Ross owns at least 30 Wingstop locations, according to Atlanta Magazine. And he said, I really wasn't trying to take the money. I'm a rapper, and I just wanted Rick Ross to pay attention to my.
I bet it worked. I bet Rick Ross has heard his name now.
I don't think Rick Ross is going to listen to his music or give a rat's ass about him. Boner candidate number 3. Hey, Rick, I got talent.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1 is, I say don't warn them. Let the stupid little bastards help thin the herd. Doctors are warning kids not to eat laundry detergent pods for a new internet challenge. Well, don't warn them. Just let them do it. Then voter candidate number 2, I was helping with the opioid crisis. It's a story of a pharmacist pleading guilty to replacing people's opioid pain medications with saline. And boner candidate number 3, hey, Rick, I got talent.
All right, let's go. It's time to vote for round 1 of your boner voting. Here we go. You've got to decide which one of these 3 is the worst and therefore most deserving to go forward to boner fight to possibly become boner of the day. Win here, it has a 50-50 chance going up against the winner of round 2. We do that at 8:20, boner fight at 9:20. So 1, 2, or 3. Put the candidate number that you think should win in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Pretty easy. Go online, x96.com, look for the box that says Round 1, January 12, or go to your phone, 877-602-9696, and vote there with your voice. Easy to do. You've only got 300 seconds to do it, though. Let's go. It's Boners, Round 1.
Very nice. See you in court.
It's Radio from Hell with Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
Was that at the end there was...
Hat.
The producer.
Norman Lear,
the
thank
producer
you.
of the
Boy,
show.
just couldn't call his name.
Hat.
You know, he wears the fishing hat all the time.
Yeah, he does. The bucket hat.
Yeah. Anyway.
He got it from McLean Stevenson.
Yes. Time to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one of the boner voting brought to you in part by a French bread pizza.
And it's Friday. Get out and have some fun at Gracie's tonight. Enjoy dinner and a show with Jay Martin, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., followed by Funky Friday dancing. Like Gracie's on Facebook for updates, adults only.
You know what I did?
What?
I have to bring this up because I just knocked those boner candidates out of my queue.
You were just done with them?
Well, I was ahead of myself. I just got ahead of myself a little bit. So we had boner candidate number one, which was, I say don't warn them. Let the stupid bastards help thin the herd. It's the internet thing where it's the eat the laundry detergent pod challenge.
Yep.
And a doctor is warning that this could hurt you seriously. I say don't warn them. Do not warn them. Just let them do it. Boner candidate number two. Well, I was helping with the opioid crisis. That's why I was taking pain medication out of these prescriptions and replacing it with saline. That's what a pharmacist did. I just made that up. That was his excuse in his head. And boner candidate number three. Hey, Rick, I got talent. A wannabe rapper holding up a Wingstop in Atlanta. He said the reason he was doing it is he wanted to get the attention of rap mogul, rapper Rick Ross, who owns about 40 Wingstop locations in the Atlanta area. I wasn't trying to steal. I was just trying to get his attention. Nicole won the boner T-shirt, and the winner was number one.
Yep.
The laundry pod challenge. Just let them do it.
Let them do it. Okay, 7:47. Coming up is the meh question of the week. I haven't heard it yet. You picked it, right?
Yeah, Richie said you picked it.
I have it. I don't know as I picked it, but I have it.
All right.
Richie picked it.
Richie picked it?
No, he says you picked it. It doesn't matter. We'll
All
do
right,
it
but I haven't seen it yet is my point. So bring it in to me during the commercial.
What's the question? I don't...
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get to this. Now, this came from North Carolina?
A package from North Carolina, Apex, North Carolina, yesterday. It was on my desk, big box. Didn't know what was in it. Opened it up, and it ends up being 2 boxes of snacks.
Are these snacks that aren't available here in Salt Lake City?
No,
you can get them
Cheez-Its.
So why did they have to be sent from North Carolina?
We've missed you, and we love you, and we're glad you're back.
Jesus, Lord God.
The answer to that question is why this person's family decided to live in North Carolina, and we didn't ask.
I just, I'm about to tell you, and you are, what can't I? So this person apparently heard us talking about Cheez-Its and Cheese Nips, and Carrie always, for years, we've had the drop. From American Dad.
Roger the Alien.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so this guy or woman, doesn't say, just sent us a box of Cheez-Its and Cheese Nips and said, please, once and for all, settle the question for me whether it's Cheez-Its or Cheese Nips are better.
Because they prefer nips.
Cheese Nips are not the same as Cheez-Its. I have a list if you're not going to follow it.
Now, we always say it's Cheez-Its that are the ones.
And apparently we did this once before.
We did.
But it was like 9 years ago, and I have no memory of it. So
I remember who won then. So
don't say.
I won't say.
I have a suspicion I know who won because I know which one I prefer and buy all the time when I buy it. But.
Okay, so we're going to take out some variables here. This is blind.
Now, before you get to the rules, I just need to know, when you open these packages, did you make sure that they were secure?
Yes.
Yeah, like nobody he didn't send or
they
she
were
didn't.
sealed.
We still have the return address, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Everything was sealed up. I did not breathe anywhere near them, or I sanitized my hands, but I have not touched them. So what I'm going to do is give you each a sample of one that you can't, and just look. Don't spend a lot of time looking at it. Let's go right by taste. Okay. Here, Gina.
I'm not. You think I'm?
No, she.
Oh, you don't need. Oh, it's the flavor.
I'm
Even
not
though there's
She doesn't
nothing.
eat cheese stuff.
No.
Here, just give me one.
Turn your hand over.
I'm not gonna. I don't care to look at it. It's not. It has nothing to do with visual aesthetics. It's
all right. Because there is a little bit of visual difference between the two
That
orange
on
squares.
site you
I
could-
wouldn't know.
You can tell there's a difference. So I
Do you
didn't
ever
want.
buy either of these, Carrie?
No.
I occasionally buy one of them.
So Carrie just eats them when Bill gets them as gifts
Yeah.
there in the studio. Okay.
I never buy them, no.
So that was number one. Here's number two.
That's pretty good. All right.
Okay. Carrie cleansed his palate. Carrie and Bill took a sip of water, cleansed their palate.
So the first one was either Cheez-Its or Cheese Nips.
Right. And the same is true for this one, either Cheez-Its or Cheese Nips. I did not
you look
throw
at
in.
the ingredients? Are the ingredients exactly the same?
Now, the first one, the flavor hits you first, and then it goes away. The second one, the cracker hits you, and then the flavor comes.
Well, I would say the first one was Cheez-Its. Have a very sharper flavor. Very sharp, very cheesy. The second one was Cheese Nips.
Okay. And do you...
I prefer the first one.
You prefer the first one?
Yeah.
Carrie,
So
what do you
that's
think?
why I think it's Cheez-Its.
You know, I'm going to be awful, but they both seem the same, other than the flavor coming at the same time or different times. That's it.
I think the Cheez-Its.
Did you have a preference, one or two? Or no? Meh?
I don't have a preference.
I like the Cheez-Its, the first one, because it's a sharper cheese.
One of them has more riboflavin.
Good old riboflavin.
I love riboflavin.
Yay!
Which one has more cheese?
Yeah.
I don't think
Does it
either
say?
of them have any. By the way, Bill is correct in that number one
Yeah.
was Cheez-Its and his favorite.
Yeah.
We should know he has quite the refined Cheez-It, Cheese Nip palate.
Well, I have a pretty refined palate when it comes to.
And we did this test in the other room with Richie. He also could tell the difference and preferred the It versus the Nip.
The Cheez-Its just have a sharper, and hence to me cheesier flavor.
Ah.
The Cheese Nips are milder.
Do you want the rest of this?
Yeah.
For the try it. Can you?
So why did Cheese Nips exist then?
For people who like a slightly less sharp cheese flavor.
Somebody like a slightly worse product.
Oh no, it's not.
By the way,
Cheese
this
Nips aren't
segment is brought
horrible.
to you by Cheese Nips. Ah, dang it.
Oh, man.
Actually, it's brought to you by Better Cheddars,
Yeah, that's fine.
which is what
Now-
everyone is screaming.
Now,
and,
the
you know,
Cheez-Its have more fat in them.
that's probably why
Cheez-Its do?
That's why they
Yeah.
taste better, probably.
Sure.
Because fat is delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Now,
these
there
are the
are-
Cheese Nips, right?
And more salt.
No, those are the
Because
Its.
salt is delicious.
Fat and salt is delicious.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a healthier, you go with the nip,
nip.
Yeah.
instead of the it.
You can see the salt more on the It.
Well, they look
Yeah.
exactly alike.
Okay.
One's
No, they
kind of
really don't.
one's kind of shinier.
The nip the nip is a little bit lighter and you can't see the salt.
Yeah.
The It is a little bit darker and you can see the
Now-
salt crystals. on it.
Now,
What
on
you
the-
gave me was the
Now, I've got conflicting information on the fronts of these.
Oh,
so
no.
Cheez-It says made with 100% real cheese.
Wow.
The Cheese Nip says right on the box, Cheese Nips has real cheddar cheese. Cheez-It doesn't.
Oh, they go
They
after
call out
Cheez-Its?
Cheez-It on the box.
Oh, wow. Cracker war.
Well, what do the ingredients say?
Well, they both say they have cheese in them, so I think Cheese Nips is lying.
No, I don't think they are.
Can Cheese Nips just say that without getting sued?
You can't just print that on a box.
You can't just do that.
There's a way to say it. They can say that they have cheese, but
Cheez-It says cheese made with skim milk, whey protein, cheese cultures, salt enzymes.
Cheese Nips.
Cheese Nips says cheddar cheese cultured, milk, salt, enzymes. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I think they're liar mouths.
No, I think Cheese Nips is probably telling the truth. It is real cheese, and Cheez-Its are have a kind of an unnatural cheese.
Well, the key word is the word cheddar. So Cheez-It says 100% real cheese. Cheese Nip says has real cheddar cheese.
So it's being more
So
specific.
that's that. Have you eaten both of those cups already?
No.
Okay.
We
'cause
will.
I will. I know you will.
Throughout the
So
show.
I don't want to give you the whole box too.
And people will hear him eat while he does the news.
I know, I'm sorry.
And he thinks people can't hear when he's eating when he does the
No, I don't think that at all. I don't care if people hear me eat while I do the news.
But it says something about the market share between Nips and It's.
That's true.
That Nips actually uses
Calls
their
them out.
competitor's name on their package.
Don't ever call out the competitor.
They
You
love
pretend
the
like they
attention.
don't exist.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. We do that with KSL
All
all the
the
time.
time.
People wouldn't know.
And Atropos has the final word on this.
Okay.
Says you can do this bit, but you can't say S-hole.
Yeah. It's true.
So let me
But
me
you
ask-
as the listener can.
find out
This bit.
find out what the biggest seller is.
Yeah.
Do you know?
It's Cheez-Its. I will find out.
I
But
think it's
would,
Cheez-Its.
I would bet you $1.
I think it is too.
Cheese Nips are not the same as Cheez-Its. I have a list if you're not going to follow it.
Crash northbound I-15 at 108 South. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 316. This is north of 26 South and Woods Cross. The HOV lane closed there. And looks like that's about it. That's traffic.
Good
cracker.
All right.
No, that's a Ritz.
Boner candidate number
What?
or boner
What?
round.
What?
No.
Man question of the week.
The question that you picked.
Well, I don't know what it is. Is it the Allison Sabo?
Oh, yeah, that
That's
one.
not a question. It's just.
Well, all right. Okay. I'll stand by for that.
Hey, this is Todd Newcomb. If you like the old school classics from the 90s, if you like the old stuff from the 80s, even some of the stuff from the early 2000s, join me every Sunday morning.
Wasn't he, ladies and James? Pegleg Johnson, the one-legged stand-up comic. We're going to have him back real soon. Now, don't go away, folks, because in just a few minutes, you're going to be laughing your butts off with our headliner, Gallagher! Gallagher! You know, the guy with the watermelons?
Yeah, well, anyway, it's time for a special treat here at Bananas, the best comedy club in a shopping mall in downtown Sheboygan. Please welcome the comedy stylings of Little Tommy Little, the 3-year-old stand-up comic!
Thank you, folks. It's great to be here. Now, stop me if you've heard this one. Why did the little moron saw his toilet in half?
Get off the stage!
Oh, I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, mister.
What?
Mister, is that a bug in your drink?
Where?
Made you look, made you stare, made you lose your underwear, stupid head booger face. Poo-poo pee-pee.
Came from working in a spider-infested, dusty old studio with substandard equipment in Ogden. Now, Carrie, Bill, and Gina have a big, fancy studio in beautiful downtown Salt Lake. And they still find things to bitch about. X96.
All right. 8:03. Well, it's 8:04. Go ahead and call it 8:04.
Mac question of the week is brought to you by Prohibition, and we have a $25 gift card for the person who submitted it. Come see what everyone's been whispering about. Prohibition, located at Fashion Place Mall in Murray next to Nordstrom's. Line up and reservations at prohibitionutah.com.
We got the Mac question of the week here. And it's from our good friend of the program, Allison Sabo.
Yes.
It says, please know that this email comes from a place of love for the program that is deeply entrenched in my cold, dead heart. where you guys were giving advice to a listener who was searching for her partner in life. Allow me to share with you my experience of learning to love being alone and why I completely dislike that type of advice. It was the feeling that this person that we were responding to, Gina was saying, you have to learn to love yourself.
Just you got to be okay with being alone.
And yeah. Carrie, I think you echoed that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I told her to be promiscuous or something like that.
Yeah, something not helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Allison says, keep in mind, I was a much more active member of the LDS Church at this time. So we need to build into this prayer, scripture study, following promptings from the Holy Ghost, and believing prayers are answered. In the last 4 months, I've fallen hard off the church wagon, and I'm not so sure I want to get back on yet. I was dating a boy in 2011, feeling it was going toward marriage. He took a trip to Reno, to visit a friend, and upon his return, he broke up with me. And 6 months later, he was married to the person for which he traveled to Reno. Also, this SOB didn't return my coffee mug I got from Coffee Garden that he used to fill with tea before his drive to Reno.
Well, no,
Reno.
That's the high crime there.
After all that went down, I followed that advice you were giving to that listener. I started to become good with being alone. I've been living by myself since 2005, so I had that going for me, but to be without a romantic partner and defining myself without a partner was something I needed to work on. I went back to school, got my degree, started working within my field of study, and occasionally I would run into that boy because we worked at the same facility. I purchased a house. I started going to the gym. I got better and more gainful employment. I went to pink nights. I started playing tabletop tennis with friends.
There you go.
But to what end?
Did you have fun
from
doing
the breakup?
Those things? Was doing those things only to meet somebody else?
So now you're interrupting Allison Sabo. Jeez. From the breakup with the boy to now, I've been on a handful of dates. I was neither looking for love nor a boyfriend. Those guys seemed way more into me than I know I would have ever been into them. I've come to believe my life experience has made me, in the words of Jerry Seinfeld from the 1995 episode of Seinfeld The Wink, undateable. Not because I'm part of the leper colony of the Motor Vehicle Bureau. You guys saw my Christmas card picture. I'm beautiful and humble. The person I am does not go flaunting that about. I believe it's because of the choices I have made. Men find out that I was in the military and deployed. They find out I'm way too into Star Wars. They find out that I'm strong in my field of political beliefs, or strong in my held political beliefs. They find out I can change a tire, given the tools, fix my own vehicle. I can do home repair and build things. I can train a dog. I have my degree, and for the love of God, I do CrossFit. I'm undateable. 7 years I've been improving and making success for myself. For 7 years, I've turned myself into a well-rounded, smart, talented, loyal, loving, and pretty much a squared-away and amazing catch, and the men I want to come courtin' don't come courtin'. There's the rub. The men I want to come courtin' don't come courtin'. Yes, we have nerd culture in common, but when was the last time you went to the gym? Yes, Batman is my favorite superhero, but you seem hung up on the physics and aerodynamics of the Batcopter not being able to fly when you're forgetting that Bruce Wayne is from a fictional city, has all the money, and he dresses up as a giant bat to fight crime. Yes, we can work on my Jeep together, but you haven't read a news story because it depresses you. I put this to you, Radio from Hell Show. I put this out there with the hope that there is an understanding that we all don't fit into this mold. I love you all. Carrie Geek Show says, hey, Bill, make mine a double. Gina, you do too. Oh, you do you. Cheers, Allison Sabo, good friend of the program. So what can you say? What can we say to Allison, who has done all of those things and more that have been suggested, and
I guess it's just the idea that, are you doing all of those things in order to attract a person, or are you doing all of those things?
She's doing them for herself.
For you. I think you should just put aside meeting somebody. And that's not saying you won't.
Has.
The goal shouldn't be to meet somebody.
She has.
The goal should be you have a good life. And if you happen to meet somebody that fits into that life and makes it better, great. The goal shouldn't be, when am I going to meet that person? The goal should be to have a great life. And if you happen to meet somebody that makes it better, all the better.
That's exactly the same advice you gave that she finds unacceptable.
But I'm not telling you to. I'm saying the end game you still want is to be with somebody. I'm saying the end game should be to have a good life. It shouldn't be, the end game shouldn't be to be with somebody.
Point of clarification. She said that it's only been 4 months since she has made these changes?
No, she's been
working on it since 2005.
Where did the 4-month thing come from? Because the 4-month thing, that to me, that sounded like something pivoted there. Find that.
And the advice that I would give her is, I would say, Allison, that guy is still married and will be divorced within the next year, so be patient. He's working his way towards you.
No, don't. You don't want him.
No, I think the biggest mistake that you can put on being single is a timeline.
Yeah,
I'm doing all this, and this should have happened by now.
That's my point. Is
love takes time. Orleans.
You just you live your life, and not live your life with the idea that there will be a person in it at some point.
Allison, here's my comment for you. I don't have any advice for you. I just think you're swell. Just keep being swell. I don't know what to tell you. I have no sage advice for you. You have done all the right things.
Right.
You will.
And you are still doing the right things.
Like and Richie's point with the timeline thing.
Yeah.
So I think you're the way you describe yourself in a lot of these respects. I think, that's my wife.
Yeah.
That's who I married.
You haven't met the right person because you haven't met the right person.
And here is Stephanie in the chat room. Yes, I'm here to tell you that resolving to have a good life by yourself, it happens. I was hung up on finding someone for a long time, and now that I am not focused on that, I'm much happier.
I just happened to get together with my husband. I'm telling you, if I weren't with him, I would be perfectly happy alone. Indefinitely. He's in my life and we're married because he makes it better, not because I was hoping for that. It's okay.
Sounds like she has a checklist of things she thinks happy, healthy people do/achieve. She needs to just live.
I wouldn't say that.
You know what she does get, though? A pair of tickets to go see New Politics over at the Depot on February 28th and a gift certificate to the Prohibition. Congratulations, Allison.
We love you, Allison. We think you're great.
Again, Allison, I'll just say, the way you describe yourself, that's who I married. There's somebody out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it may be somebody like me, so
watch it.
So bear that in mind, but
People are saying you sound amazing.
I think you're swell.
You sound great.
I think you're swell.
You haven't met the right person because you haven't met them yet.
Yes.
It doesn't mean they don't exist.
It's going to take a while.
Or it may never happen.
But you're not undateable.
No.
Give me the email. I'll email.
No, you're not. You are definitely not undateable. That's the one thing I would say.
Yes.
Let's see what we've got traffic-wise. Crash northbound I-15 at 108 South. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 316 just north of 26 South and Woods Cross. The HOV lane is closed there. Somebody in the chat room says crash northbound Redwood Road 63rd South. Thank you for sending that. Milepost 316, there's a 3-car wreck in the HOV lane. and it's now closed. That's also from a friend of the program. Sent that in via text 33986. Brought to you by Try the Buck and Under menu at Del Taco for the most fresh choices for $1 or less, like 69-cent mini quesadillas, 89-cent burritos, and the new $1 salsa chicken taco.
Boners round 2 coming up in just a moment. They are boner candidate number 1. Where are you going, fat ass? Boner candidate number 2. Sometimes it's ignorance. Most times it's racism. And boner candidate number 3. There are some people who would pay extra for that.
All right. Thank you very much. Round 2 of your boner voting, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo coming up next.
You know, I had a hard time sleeping last night.
Yes.
But even though I had a hard time sleeping, because I pulled a hamstring.
Oh, yeah.
I won't go into it. But I pulled a hamstring. But when I would wake up, I had this adjustable base bed that I got at Mattress Firm.
Nice.
And so I would readjust the angle of the mattress, and I could fall back asleep. So Mattress Firm, check out the adjustable base beds. Check out all the great mattresses during their New Year sleep sale. Mattress Firm is, they want to help you be fit by getting more sleep. And if you buy a mattress during this sale of $799 or more, they'll throw in one of those exercise
a Fitbit. Oh, because those track your sleep patterns.
I didn't know that until a couple of days ago.
Exercise and sleep patterns and all of that. Yeah. So Mattress Firm, great sale at the new year. Start off 2018 by saving money. Get 0% APR for 6 years during Mattress Firm's New Year sleep sale. Call 1-866-780-6220 for credit costs and terms subject to credit approval. Let's see, all the brand name mattresses you want. You know, we talk about Mattress Firm sometime, and people may think that's a brand. It is not. It's a store that sells all brands of mattresses. So if you want to find a store and take advantage of their New Year's sleep sale, go to mattressfirm.com. Hi, it's me, Bill Allred, and as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing better than good conversation and good food. So I've put them together with a podcast called The Let's Go Eat Show. We eat good food and we talk to interesting people. Find my podcast at theletsgoeatshow.com.
8:20 right now. Time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you will have to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. We do Boner Fight at 9:20. So 2 candidates now, then a 3rd candidate after the big boy news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky voters will receive.
See Bill Allred on the street say, "Sir, I was a lucky random boner voter, and I'm here for my hearty handshake."
You don't have to call me sir.
No?
No.
Your Highness?
Hey, Bill.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Hey, pal. Well, don't call me buddy.
You don't like that.
No. All right, here's boner candidate number 1. Where are you going, fat ass? Megyn Kelly.
Oh, I read this one.
This is very odd.
It is, and she's caused some controversy with this again. And I don't know, she seems to be, she doesn't seem to have the same kind of wiring that a human does. Megyn Kelly.
She AI with the glitch.
Yeah, kind of. Megyn Kelly's secret to staying skinny during law school, asking her stepfather to fat shame her. On Thursday, Kelly revealed, I hate this writing, on her eponymous Today Show, eponymous, a word meaning...
It's the Megyn Kelly
It's the Megyn Kelly show, so, yeah. That while studying at Albany Law School in the in the 90s, she asked her stepfather, Peter Kerwin, to fat shame her whenever she wanted to eat. Some of us want to be fat shamed, Kelly said. When I was in law school, I was gaining weight, and I said to my stepfather, if you see me going into that kitchen one more time, you say, hey, where are you going, fat ass? And it works. Kelly was interviewing Fit Mom Maria Kang, a 37-year-old mommy blogger who, I don't know why she was, back in 2013, remember this? She got people angry at her, this Kang woman, because she posted a photo of herself looking toned, a midriff, like abs. Yeah. Look at these abs, with her 3 kids in the background. It was on Facebook, captioned, "What's your excuse?"
I had kids, and I look because
I've had 3 kids, and look at this.
It's that simple.
Yeah. But I don't think Maria Kang ever said it's that simple. She just said, "I worked hard, and this is what I did." Critics were quick to accuse Kang of body shaming less fit moms, and now Megyn Kelly has stirred up the same kind of controversy. I think a little more understandably, as far as I'm concerned, because you could stay fit by if you just have somebody call you fat ass often enough.
Ugh.
That's what she's saying.
And your stepdad did it?
Yeah,
he did it.
Yeah, your stepdad saying
she
it is kind of
told me
creepy.
to.
He was happy to.
It's kind of creepy, I think. Boner candidate number 1. Where are you going, fat ass? Boner candidate number 2. Sometimes it's ignorance. Most times it's racism. An Ohio school district has acknowledged that a teacher made a mistake after a black student reported that she was told she might be lynched if she didn't get back to work in class. Tanisha Agee Bell, or Agee, excuse me, we should probably Agee. Tanisha Agee Bell says a white teacher at Mason Middle School made the comment to her 13-year-old son during class in December. Mason School spokesperson Tracy Carson says, educators sometimes mess up. She says the teacher didn't mean to offend the student. The district says in a statement that it has seen an uptick in racially insensitive comments, sometimes arising from genuine ignorance. Officials have pledged to continue providing cultural sensitivity training. A.G. Bell says the district will, or should, the mother says the district should just remove the teacher from the classroom. But, sometimes it's ignorance. It's just ignorance.
Your teacher shouldn't be ignorant.
Right, especially of that.
Yes.
And sometimes it is ignorance, I guess. But most of the time it's just racism. Boner candidate number 2.
Right.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. There are some people who would pay extra for that.
Boner candidate number 3 after this here big boy news and opinioendo, brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, featuring corned beef, pastrami, mustard, and pickles imported from New York City, and now serving breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Saturday, dinner Thursday through Saturday, featuring local live music Friday and Saturday nights. 20th East, 27th South. For more information, go to feldmansdeli.com.
Representative Mia Love demanded that President Trump apologize for the vulgar term he used to describe her parents' home country of Haiti and other nations during a discussion on immigration. The president's comments are unkind, divisive, elitist, and they fly in the face of our nation's values. This behavior is unacceptable from the leader of our nation, she said.
So she let all the other racist stuff go over the year, but
this is personal racism.
This one.
It seems to me she's had another negative comment about him about.
If someone could find it.
I think it's it was something similar.
Let me look.
She also, I just don't want to paint her with that brush completely. I know she said something else. She has not been a particular supporter of Trump's. I think it was the grab him by the party stuff.
Let me look.
She had some negative things to say about the president. The president, Love said that her parents, who are Haitians, proudly took the oath of allegiance to the United States and took on all the responsibilities that come with being a citizen when they immigrated from Haiti. They never took a thing from our federal government. They worked hard. They paid taxes. They rose from nothing to take care of and provide opportunities for their children, and they taught their children to do the same. That's the American dream, she said. The president must apologize to both the American people and to the nations he so wantonly maligned. The Washington Post reported that Trump grew frustrated with lawmakers Thursday in the Oval Office when they floated restoring protections for immigrants from Haiti, El Salvador, and African countries as part of a bipartisan immigration deal, according to the two people briefed on the meeting. Why are we having all of these people from these asshole countries come here? Trump said, referring to African countries and Haiti, according to the sources. He then suggested the United States should instead bring more people from countries like Norway, whose prime minister he met on Wednesday. I like that guy. He's white. We should have more people like him.
Her.
Actually, yeah.
It's a woman?
Yeah. And Mia Love didn't vote for him. I found that out.
Oh, she didn't?
No.
Yeah, and
that's interesting.
Yeah, and she did have another.
Okay.
I can't find it.
I'm just, the people who are trying to excuse what he said, I would just ask them, what sort of nuance do you think he had going with that word?
No, he said exactly what he meant.
What's the nuance? And then the follow-up with Norway.
He said exactly what he meant.
It's the most recent country in his memory of
I don't think so.
Of white countries.
Of white countries, exactly.
He tweeted out this morning, I said some harsh things, but I didn't say that. And Dick Durbin, who was one of the many people in the room, came out today and said, he absolutely said that and many other horrible things that I can't believe I heard in the White House.
Former Mexican President Vicente Fox, who has been known to swear himself, called Donald Trump's mouth the foulest asshole in the world. In a tweet, Fox made the comments after Trump's remark about America. So, your mouth is the foulest, said Fox. Let's see. Chrissy Teigen,
love her,
has jumped to Oprah Winfrey's defense because Seal denounced Oprah Winfrey on Instagram.
What?
Sill? In Utah, he's Sill.
He's Sill.
So while many in Hollywood and beyond applauded Oprah Winfrey's speech at the Golden Globes this past Sunday, the Fly Like an Eagle singer joined a chorus of those branding her a hypocrite.
You pick a song that he covered?
Gina,
his original song.
Gina, again, maybe we could focus on the story. And I didn't pick it. I'm just reading.
I know. I'm just.
But zip it.
Sorry.
Joined the chorus of those branding her a hypocrite over the situation with Harvey Weinstein. Seal Instagrammed a picture of Oprah Winfrey kissing Harvey Weinstein on the cheek and conversing with him at events. So I guess there are several photos. The meme read, when you have been a part of the problem for decades, but suddenly you think you're the solution. Oh, I forgot. That's right, Seal added in the caption. You'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually assaulting young, starry-eyed actresses who, in turn, had no idea they were getting what they were getting into. My bad. Hashtag sanctimonious Hollywood. To that, Tegan responded to the comments in the comments section. Let's just say we've all heard things about each other, haven't we? I wonder what she's saying.
And besides, we all know he's the Kiss from a Rose singer.
Thank you, Carrie Jackson.
Yeah.
Covers.
That's right. So.
Yes.
Let's see. A spokesperson said, for Winfrey said, Oprah has not spoken to Harvey Weinstein directly. Someone from his team reached out to her to see if she would talk to him, and she said she would if it was for an interview. There are no plans for an interview at this time. Oh, there were reports that she had reached out to Weinstein with promises that she would support him. And a rep says, no, that's not true. She just wanted to interview him.
Yeah.
Because she's been doing some stuff for 60 Minutes, and she wanted to see if she could get him on 60 Minutes. Let's see. Ann Haitian, Thomas, or James Tupper have split up. 10 years together.
Who? I'm surprised she stayed with anybody for 10 years.
I thought she played for the other team.
No, she's both.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. It's amazing to me that this still goes on. In rural Nepal, a woman who was having her menstrual cycle was, according to the old tradition, put into a tent outside the family home.
I'm glad you found that story.
She had to go stay in a tent.
Because whenever we make the tent references,
the red tent,
I get an email. So what is that all about?
You think it's just a historical thing, and it is, but there are places where it still exists.
Still
exists. And this, again, not to say that all Nepalis do this, but there are still some old liners. Same thing would go in Afghanistan. Yeah. Not all Afghanis do this.
You're not allowed to be in the family home when you're having your menstrual cycle.
Because you're unclean.
Yeah.
So this woman, her name was Gaurari Kumari Bayak, out in the tent, found dead Monday, apparently having asphyxiated because she had to build a small fire inside the tent to keep warm. In Nepal, one of Asia's poorest countries, dozens of women and girls have died in recent years from following this tradition.
It's a stupid tradition.
Despite activist campaigns and government efforts to end the practice. Menstruating women often trudge outside at night to bed down with cows or goats in tiny, rough, grass-roofed huts and sheds. Many of the women have been injured, raped by intruders, or died from exposure to the elements. And last summer, the Nepalese government made it illegal to force any menstruating woman to do it, to go out, be separated from the home, but that doesn't stop.
There's a cultural thing that's hard to overcome.
It just doesn't stop some of these old, I don't know, it's just...
It's hard being a woman.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, let's do this story. Since last Sunday's Golden Globes, the question of whether or of what to wear to various award shows has become even more fraught than usual. It's not just about a pretty dress anymore, but about solidarity, statement making, and so on. Luckily, however, a solution to at least one such conundrum is at hand. Though there is no official ceremony or red carpet attached to President Trump's fake news awards scheduled to take place next Wednesday, after being postponed from Monday, anyone who suspects that he or she may be in the crosshairs has a perfect potential outfit or part of one. Topshop, the British retailer, has created a pair of jeans in semi-stretch denim with a red stripe down the side, blaring fake news over and over and over again in white block letters along the seam of the pants. They look like a nod to artwork by Barbara Kruger. Do we have a picture of them at x96.com/live? Just imagine them with a tuxedo jacket and heels instead of a sweatshirt, and that they are paired with on Top Shot's website, and bingo, you are set.
Do I need some?
I kind of like the way they look.
No?
I do, though.
You don't. You
Okay.
don't.
I do. I need a pair of them. I really, really want a pair.
Well, you are the news desk.
That's right.
So,
all right, that's it. How about some
weather traffic?
Not weather. It's not weather.
Oh, that's right.
It's a climate change report.
A climate change update for us.
Climate change update. Nice and warm, like you like in January. About 50 for a high. Partly cloudy. We might have a little rain shower, not a snow shower.
No,
a rain shower.
Those January rains. Remember that song? All at Utah. It's the Utah January rains. It was
January showers
just
bring
beautiful song.
February mud.
Mud, yeah. I got mud now. Let's see. We've got, this is your old neck of the woods, Bill. A crash, Harrison Boulevard, Shadow Valley Drive.
Right. I know right where
you
that
know
is.
right where that
Where
is.
I turned to go to my mom's house.
That's what I'm saying. Crash northbound I-15 at 108
Hope it's not
south.
my sister. She still lives there.
Oh,
shouldn't she be at the cafe by now?
I hope. Well, I hope she is.
Yeah.
Northbound I-15, 108 south, crash there. Also, crash southbound I-15, 26 south, Woods Cross. I'm going to check our message stream quickly, make sure I'm not missing anything from a friend of the program there. You can send it to us. Text at 33986, brought to you by Lucky's Auto Credit. $77 in a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com.
All right.
Boner candidate number 3. You know, there are some people who would pay extra for that. Some people. She got more than a brief shock. A stunned New York woman says she discovered a used thong in the pocket of her brand new jeans.
Ew. Ew.
Christine Evans says she found the panties in a pair of jeans that she bought from a prominent retailer. After many years of loyalty to your company, I was appalled at the lack of customer service you gave me when I received a pair of jeans with dirty and worn women's thong in the front pocket, she tweeted at the company. She was offered a replacement pair, but she said, well, that's not enough. I would imagine that a company such as this one could do more for a loyal card-holding customer. As a nurse, the numerous amount of health hazards this issue presents is astounding. The store apologized, said they're hoping to get to the root of the problem. Woman finding a dirty thong in a pair of jeans she ordered from this store. Boner candidate number 3. You know, there are some people who pay extra for that.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Where are you going, fat ass? Megan Kelly saying that there are some women who want to be fat shamed. And she used as an example herself. She told her stepfather when she was in law school, what I need you to do is when you see, I'm putting on a little weight, so when you see me in the kitchen, ask me what I'm doing in there, fat ass. Okay. Boner candidate number 2. Sometimes it's ignorance, but most of the time it's just racism. The teacher accused of telling a black student that he might be lynched if he didn't get back to doing his schoolwork. And the school district said, well, sometimes these things happen out of, ignorance. Well, sometimes, maybe, but mostly out of racism. Boner candidate number 3, there are some people who would pay extra for that.
All right, it's time to vote. You've got to decide which of these 3 is the worst. Which of these 3 boner candidates deserves to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. It's got a 50-50 chance if it wins here. All right, 1, 2, or 3. Put the number of the candidate that you think should win in the message of a text. Then text that to 33986, the text short code. Okay. That's one way to vote. Another way is to call. Nick's taking votes in the producer's booth, 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Round 2, January 12. And vote that way. If the box isn't there, refresh. It'll appear. All right. You've only got 3.5 minutes. Let's go. It's Round 2.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non-stop music wingding at the conclusion of Radio from Hell on X96.
Here's what Carrie and Bill are doing when they're not on the air in the distant future. The year 2525.
Oh, hello, boys.
Oh, hello there, Chunga. It's about time you showed up.
Sorry. Still got about an hour before airtime, though, boys. Thought maybe I'd change the brine in your pickle vats before we start the show.
Yeah, good idea. Mine's kind of reesty and cloudy. I mean, I can barely see you through the glass. Yeah, and my liquid isn't conducting the electrical impulses I need to blink my eyes.
You guys are amazing. I don't know of any other guys in radio who could have lost their bodies to disease, had their heads preserved in vats through the miracle of cryogenic science, and still go on with the show. I bow in the presence of greatness.
Yeah, and if I still had an ass, you'd be kissing it right now, buddy. Hey, come on, leave the kid alone. All right. He won't change the brine before we have to go on the air if you keep insulting him. Hey, any word on when our audio animatronic bodies are going to be ready, Chunga?
Well, I called Disney and they apologized for the mix-up with the last bodies they sent you boys. But Bill, I thought you looked pretty cool with your head on Little Mermaid body.
I wasn't any better off with that body than I am as just a disembodied head in a pickle vat. Who could walk on that tail?
Yeah, the Country Bear Jamboree body they sent me was ridiculous. I think Bill and I are going to be much happier when they send the Chip and Dale bodies.
God, ain't technology wonderful?
You said it, brother.
Only here in the year 2525 could two disembodied heads kept alive in pickle vats do a radio show.
And still come out to be about number 15 in the ratings. Do you guys mind if I wait to change your fluid? I gotta go to the head.
The head. Real funny. What a comedian.
What?
Oh, nothing.
Hey, watch out. You're jostling my back.
Out!
Help, pick me up. I'm going to die.
Hey, now maybe I can get a full-time gig on the Radio from Hell show. I knew someday I'd get ahead.
Get ahead. Now that's funny, Chunga.
Funny.
All right, time to award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you in part by piece of cake.
And my car's there right now, Everest Collision Repair. Sean Hogan and Everest Collision want you and your loved ones to get home safe and sound. Stop texting and driving. Download the Everest Collision app responsibly. I was in a fiery crash.
And I had cake.
What kind of cake?
It was a yellow cake with pudding, vanilla pudding in the middle, and chocolate ganache over the top.
Nice.
This was a birthday cake?
It was for my daughter, who turned 14. Little Mrs. Bill, who says she's getting, she said, I'm getting as tall as you are, Dad. I'm almost as tall as you are now. And it's not because she's growing. It's because I'm shrinking. I'm shrinking.
You're going down to meet her.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi there, honey. Let's see. So we had boner candidate number 1, which was, hey, where are you going, fat ass? Megyn Kelly claiming that some women like to be fat shamed. She knows and it's really easy when you're a woman who looks like Megyn Kelly to talk about this sort of thing, isn't it? I know that I like to be fat shamed because when I was in law school, I was putting on weight, and I asked my stepfather, if you ever see me anywhere near the refrigerator, just fat shame me, and he'd say, what are you doing in here, fat ass? And that worked for me. And then there was boner candidate number 2. Sometimes it's ignorance, but most of the time it's just racism. A teacher telling a boy, elementary school kid, if you don't get back to work, we're going to lynch you. This is a black kid, I should point out. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, do you say something like that to a white kid? When you say there's ignorance here, no, you purposefully said that to a black kid.
Yeah, exactly. And then boner candidate number 3, there's some people who pay extra for that. A woman finding a pair of finding dirty thong underwear in the pocket of a pair of jeans that she had ordered and received from a prestigious department store. Gets the jeans, gets them out, and there's used thong underwear. Let's see. A lucky random voter will receive a hearty handshake from me, Bill Allred, upon request. And the winner, boner candidate number 2, sometimes it's ignorance, most of the time it's racism.
All right, there you go. That's your winner of round 2. It goes up against the winner of round 1 in Boner Fight. It may be the boner of the day. You'll have to tune in at 9:20 to find out. That's when we do Boner Fight.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I was gone for a couple days.
Well, yeah, you had no choice.
But it's a helpless feeling when the doctor says, okay, you're highly contagious. Don't go to work.
Well, now, how did you handle the situation at home if you're highly contagious?
Well,
how do you
my husband got it because there's just no way around that. But my kids so far, knock on this fake wood here, have not got it.
You know that knocking on wood, whether it's real or fake, really has no bearing on the
situation. It works.
No, it doesn't.
It works.
Doesn't work at all.
But I get that it's hard for people when they're sick because it's this push and pull of you don't want to take the illness to work and give it to people.
I don't care.
You don't care if I come to work sick?
I don't care if I take it to work.
Oh.
If you come to work sick, I hate it.
But you also don't want to be gone from work. It's like, do I tough it out and go in no matter how I feel and chance making other people sick, or do I do the right thing and stay home and quarantine yourself for a while? Because I know there are a lot of people sick. There were a lot of people in the waiting room at the doctor's office. He said there's so much flu going around, and it wasn't flu that I had, but you're supposed to stay home or keep your kids home. And there's this guilt involved with it. I felt horrible not being here.
Gina didn't have flu. She had RSV. Or was it CVS?
No, it was RSV.
It was RSV.
Which I said to the doctor, I thought only babies got that.
And he said yes.
Yes.
Mostly.
You have the immune system of a baby.
Mm-hmm.
That can be deadly for babies,
yeah.
RSV. So I'm sorry I was gone. And I go a little stir crazy when I'm home, too. I binge watched Better Things. Thanks, Bill, for telling me that.
Pamela Adlon. You still haven't seen the last episode of the second season?
No, but I'm almost all the way through.
It's just great. I love that show.
And I polished my silver.
What?
I do that every morning before I come to work.
Oh, jeez.
That's when I take the time to do it. What are you doing in there? Polishing the silver.
If I'd have known you needed some busy work,
why not polish?
I resealed the countertop. So last time Zero Res came to my house and sealed my countertops, they left me a little bottle saying, "Here, you can touch it up if you." So I took everything off my countertops. I resealed my countertops.
Why didn't you just rest?
Because I feel weird. I have a hard time just sitting on the couch because I never do it.
Gina, I never see you do anything where I would say, oh, there's the kind of person who can't remain, who has to be up and doing something.
I relax at work.
You are not.
The rest of my life.
You are not the kind of person I would say, this person has to be up and doing things.
I feel weird, and I partially blame my mother for this. Because when I was a kid, if an adult walked into the room,
look busy,
stood up and
you stood up
cleaning or
really?
You'd never let an adult walk into the room to find you just sitting watching TV.
Okay, that's weird.
And it's ingrained in me that it feels wrong to be sitting on the couch. Surely there's something you could be doing.
Are you making your children as neurotic as you are?
No, I don't make them stand up when I enter the room.
But they have to look busy. If you can look busy sitting there, do it.
No, but I will ask them if they're watching TV. Is everything done that you need to do before you're sitting here watching TV? Is your room clean? Is your homework done?
Well, there's always something that you could be doing.
That's the point, though. My house was so clean, the only thing left was polishing the silver. And I felt like, well, that's something I could, rather than sitting on the couch.
If you don't take a break in the day, it's going to drive you insane.
Next time you're sick, I'm going to have you come over and be sick at my house. Because it needs a thorough cleaning.
But I'm mad at myself that I didn't take the time to just rest. I felt compelled to do other things.
There is no point in being mad at yourself. Either you're going to do the right thing or not.
People are also concerned that you polished the silver and cleaned the countertops while you were contagious. These are all food-related items.
Yeah, well,
I think it'll be fine.
Hopefully.
You're contagious and you're doing that. I'm more worried about your car situation.
So the car, the fiery crash I was in.
How bad was it damaged?
So it happened in the dark.
Badly.
I haven't seen it because...
Well, you've gotten a report, though, right?
Because you had it towed right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it concerns me because, we couldn't start it up again.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was some electrical thing. And it just makes me think I'm going to question forever my car now that it's been in an accident.
Are you gonna pull a bill and the car's ruined?
The car's ruined.
Yeah, it's like me.
It's fixed. It's running, but it's ruined.
Yeah, I had
tainted.
When I had the carriage horse jump on my car all those years ago, and it did a lot of damage to the car, but they were able to. That might have been my first experience with Sean Hogan. But anyway, they fixed it up beautifully, looked exactly the same, but I thought, no, it's ruined, and I got a new car.
And I know Everest will take... And do you know, not to do an ad for them, because we don't have one coming up, but when we told the insurance company where it was, they're like, oh, yeah, they're good. We work with them.
We're good with that.
We're good with that. But I'm without a car. Oh, so here's my next problem.
Oh, yeah, because I saw you were...
I'm driving my husband's car.
Yeah.
And my husband's car is the nice car, meaning...
Oh, yeah, yours is not. Yours is just such an old jalopy.
My car is the carpool car, the soccer car, kid car.
Your car is 3 years old. It's a Lexus.
It's not a Lexus.
It's a Acura.
But it's...
Don't give me that.
Meaning it's the dirty car. It's the car that the kids eat in and put their... muddy soccer cleats in.
I'm the only one in my car, and it's the dirty car.
So I have my husband's car, and his car is immaculate all the time. He doesn't eat in it because gentlemen don't eat in their car. But I'm driving kids around, and I'm having to I pick them up from school, and they're like, "Can we have a snack?" I'm like, "Nope, not till we go home." There's no eating in
Can't
Dad's
eat in
car.
Dad's car. Well, that's good. At least you're doing that. Not trashing his car, not making his really nice car, look like your jalopy.
Let's just be honest. You're going to get it repaired and you're going to sell it, or give it to Festus.
No, Festus has a car.
So what's the next car?
Festus already has a car she gave me.
That's true. So what's the next car going to be?
I don't know. Do you want me to get a new car?
You'll want one. You'll be just like me. You'll be just like me. It's even though it looks fine,
it'll be perfectly repaired
fine,
and everything will be fine,
but
it'll be ruined. Yeah.
Yes, Dylan.
I'm pretty clear. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear Joe will buy a Tesla, right?
He would love one, actually,
or a Volt or one of those electric cars.
So you're going to get his car anyway.
Yeah, so you'll end up with the nice car. Then you can trash that, and he'll get a new car.
Oh. He deserves a new car.
Yeah, so there you go. That's a perfect.
That has to be.
That's a good workaround.
And by trash, Gina means her car, the one that she carries all the kids around. By trash, she means, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a new air freshener. That's by trash.
No, there'll be French fries under the seats. And,
yeah. It's that no man's land between the center console and the driver's. There should be some, invention to catch fries.
There is.
There is?
Yeah. You can buy these leather kind of holster things that go right in there, and then you can put stuff in.
This is trafficked, by the way.
Crash Harrison Boulevard, Shadow Valley Drive. Have we heard from your sister yet? We need to know if that's her. Crash northbound I-15, 108 south. Crash southbound I-15, 26 south in Woods Cross. The HOV lane is where that occurred. And those are the only incidents. It's pretty light traffic this morning. I think some people are having a 3-day weekend and taking advantage of that. Lucky's Auto Credit, where $77 in a job gets you a car. 2 locations, Salt Lake City and Ogden. For program details or to apply online, visit luckysautocredit.com.
All right. Coming up after these, the potty break song is our friend Elaine from Neon Trees. And her new band, Noble Bodies, is here. And they have a new song they want you to hear.
Are they going to
They're going to come in. Well, they're not going to play it. They're going to come in and talk about it.
Okay.
We're going to play the track right here, but they'll be here in a moment. Stand by. RanLife.com is the website.
Yes, Ran Life, our good friends, the local mortgage folks at Ran Life.
Line. Spell it with me now. L-I-N-E. And we'll use it now in some dialogue featuring our good friends Levar and LeGrande. Imagine, if you will, the boys have gotten together for lunch at the High Spot Cafe. The word again is line.
Well, this is good postum here to the High Spot, Levar.
Look, the words good and postum never go together, LeGrande. Now, the coffee here is mighty fine, but don't tell me there's any difference in any postum you get anywhere. It's all horse pee.
Well, I like it. And that actor guy sure must have gotten rich off on us Utahns when he invented this caffeine-free beverage. Yeah, that Tom Postum has always been funny on the Newhart shows, and he's made a great all-weather beverage, too.
Whoa. Whoa. Now this song sure brings back the memories. I didn't know they had Madonna music on the jukebox here.
Well, why does it bring back memories for you, Levar? Do you remember what you was doing the first time you heard the song?
Heard it? Hell, I helped Madonna write it.
Uh-huh. And I had tea with the Queen of England the other day.
I ain't lying, LeGrande. Me and Madonna had kind of a thing for a couple of months back in '87. I guess you could say Madonna was my girlfriend.
Do tell.
If I'm lying, I'm dying, LeGrande. Yep. Miss Chacon and me, that's a real name, you know, was sitting in the breakfast nook one morning after a night of truth or dare, if you know what I mean. So anyway, the phone rings. Madonna answers it and says, "Hey, Levar, honey, the phone's for you." I said, "Who's that girl?" And the rest is history.
You're lying, Levar. You're lying through your tobacco-stained tea.
If I'm lying, then what do you call this?
Yeah. It's a picture of you and Madonna sitting in a breakfast nook.
Yep.
Why, looky there. You got matching pajamas with little horses on them.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying at all. That's really her.
Yep. She'll always be my material girl.
Well, what happened? Why did you break up?
I dumped her.
Well, why in the heck did you do that?
Well, did I ever tell you about me and Tori Spelling?
Radio from hell on X96.
I don't know.
No pee breaks, people. No pee breaks.
Starting to believe maybe we get the president we deserve.
Contest.
Right. Yes, we have a contest. We would love to give you this prize. And by you, I mean you.
A random texter with the keyword that Bill is going to give you here in a minute.
Exactly, Gina. The person I was referring to, you.
Are you going to juggle?
Hang on. Qualify for a trip to see The Killers, Cold War Kids, AWOL Nation, Portugal the Man, the ever-charming, the ever-talented St. Vincent, Foster the People, and Bleachers in concert in Gulf Shores, Alabama, where I understand there is a shore because it's right on the Gulf. Listen at 9, 2, and 5, so this would be the first one, for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the show here in Salt Lake, and you'll also qualify to get the trip. Get all the details at x96.com. Powered by Lyft Credit. Here is the keyword. It's initials? Is it initials? TGD? It looks...
No.
Oh, TGIF. There it is. That's what it is.
That makes more sense.
It's all run together. Well, so the I and the G, IF look like a D.
So text TGIF.
Thank God it's Friday. TGIF. Text that to
33986.
You'll get only 3 attempts per keyword. Winner receives 2 tickets and qualifies for the trip. Okay. TGIF.
Got it.
Did they send it to him accidentally, or
no? I don't have
her
Pop
doesn't
Messenger.
work.
It doesn't work.
Hers doesn't work.
We'll do it right.
And we have no
next
paper.
time.
We have no paper. All right.
No.
Okay.
So we have here in the studio with us a fine trio of musicians. We have with us Noble Bodies, which consists of Bryce Taylor. And now I'm not sure. Don't tell me which one of you is Bryce and which one of you is Chris. So, but I'm going to guess. So Bryce, and we've met before, but I'm sorry, I just don't remember. Bryce is a guitar player and plays drums and stuff, and Chris is a bass player. I'm going to guess the bass player is you. Yep, you got it. Yeah, you look like a bass player.
I don't know what a bass player looks like.
Like that. And then Elaine Bradley, of course, who is...
of course, who's in every band.
She's in almost every band. This is kind of a side project, a side project from
I wouldn't call it literal.
Not
side.
literal, but it's
an additional.
It's an additional side.
It's another band.
Yeah. And so where did the name Noble Bodies come from, Elaine?
Well, first of all, I don't know if many people know how difficult it is to come up with a band name.
It's actually quite easy. We come up with at least 8 every day.
I'm sure, yeah, just in conversation. But then you gotta. The problem with the information age is then you gotta check it. You gotta check websites and handles on social media. You gotta check what is about that name on the internet,
or there could be some sort of sexual innuendo.
That's
that you're
the thing. So you got to Google the thing, right?
Yeah.
And so we had a laundry list of probably a dozen options, and my responsibility was to Google them all and to figure it out. Anyway, so Noble Bodies was one I came up with because first of all, I like the sound of it. Second of all, it means something on a couple levels. I think we all think that this world is not it. And so we're meant for something more. Just like that one band said, we were meant to live for so much. Anyway, yeah.
Switchfoot.
Yeah, Switchfoot inspired the name. Let's not have that be fact. It's not. It didn't happen.
It's on Wikipedia right now.
Right. You're typing.
As you said that, it just appeared.
Anyway, so, and Bryce has a handicapped son, and we just got to believe that there's something more than this. We got noble birthdays.
Someday we will all have noble bodies.
Yeah. So then I Googled it, and nothing came up except for one obscure religious paper, and I was like, yes,
we're taking it.
We win.
Good.
So tell us about the new song, "What a World." We're going to play it here.
Well, it's a duet of sorts.
Okay.
This is one. Bryce is on the guitar. I'm on the drums. We switch sometimes.
Okay.
So he's a guitar. I'm drums. Chris is always bass. He holds it down. He's the anchor. Duet. It's just about, I don't know, falling in love. It's funny because Bryce and I are married to other people. And yet we write about these complex things and sing to each other.
So it's a
frequently.
duet between the two of you. And you, by the way, Elaine, you have just a great voice. Just
like a radio voice.
The quality of your voice is great.
The timbre.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever told you that before.
No, Bryce, talk.
Yeah.
What's the name of the song?
What a World.
It's called What a World.
And we'll play it now, and then we'll come back and talk to you for a second. And if we really like the song, I'm going to give each one of you a tangerine.
Oh. Wow.
All right, here we go. It's Noble Bodies, What a World on X96.
Just like you.
I like the harmonies.
That's Noble Bodies, Bryce Taylor, Elaine Bradley, and Chris Bennett. Here's a tangerine for each of you.
Hey.
Now this is we neglected to mention. We didn't know. This was the debut.
Yeah.
This is the first place that
Maiden Voyage.
Wow.
Of the song.
It's the first single on an EP called. So we have this wonderful sentiment of Noble Bodies and What a World and all of that you talked about, and then the EP is called It's Okay, It's Hell.
Thank you for noticing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got a couple shows coming up. Tell people quickly where they can see
Yes, okay.
you.
So Tuesday, Urban Lounge, 8 o'clock with the Solarists and some other band that's
Widow
named
Case.
by Widow Case. Thank you, Bryce.
Very
And then
welcome.
we've got January 26th at Velour down in Provo because, you know, those are two completely separate communities. Nobody can go to shows in both places.
Right. That's right.
So that we're doing that with IDK, which is I Don't Know How, but they found me, Down
Yes.
Leak's new project.
Yes,
so
we
we're
lo-
pretty
we
excited
love
about both of those.
And that's you can find the song on Spotify and stuff.
You can do it.
Is
You
it
can
out there
Google.
now? Okay.
Yeah.
Because Candace says beautiful song. I want to check out the rest of
Candace.
their stuff and their album.
Oh, thank you, you're Candace.
So she
I
liked
mean-
it.
Noble Bodies, and it's What a World, and thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Song was amazing. They're going to go far. Yes. Oh, see. So excellent song. Good song. Brett thinks so. There you go.
Do we have any scathing ones to end
Well,
on?
there always is.
Of course.
You know.
But why would we share those with you?
Regardless of what we play. Anyway, thanks
There's
a lot,
just
you
one in
guys.
there that says, "Oh God."
Well, you could interpret that differently.
That could be
I
good.
prefer to interpret it in the positive, so that's what we'll do. Anyway, all right, we got Boner Fight coming up, but before that, a little bit of news. Stand by for that. Do you want to do this here, or do you want to wait a second?
I don't care.
Let's wait a second.
All right.
Coming up. Stand by. We know that live music on the beach is a hell of a lot better than suffocating under the inversion.
Barberry, Radio from Hell on X96.
Now that's in that drop. He says marriage is like a water heater, and I just realized that my entire life, because my father said it, I refer to them as hot water heaters. Which you don't need to add that.
That's true.
It's just a water heater.
It's the hot water heater.
It's just the water heater. But I realized I got that from my dad.
I've said that too. I think I say that.
You got the hot
too.
water heater?
I've got to fix my hot water heater. It's like I used to say, I have to unthaw something.
That means freeze it, right?
I know.
If you're unthawing it, you're freezing
for some
it.
reason, I used to say, I've got to unthaw that. We got to get the chicken out of the freezer. We got to unthaw it. No.
It's already unthawed. It's in the freezer.
I think it was my wife who said, huh?
What are you saying?
I've said that all my life.
All right. We got Boner of the Day coming up in a moment. But first, a little bit of news brought to you by...
Looking for a great deal on a used smartphone but don't want to meet a creepy guy in a parking lot? Bad Apple repairs, buys, sells, and trades smartphones. Unlike the guy in the parking lot, Bad Apple guarantees them. 10 locations, badapplerepair.com.
That's great. You know, you have these musicians in here. You have Elaine Bradley in here.
Mm-hmm.
Very charming, nice person. Her bandmates. They say, boy, you look tired.
Well... it's never a nice thing to say.
No, it's just
never a compliment.
It's true, though. It's true. When the guy says, the deep voice guy says, this is North America's, or this is Utah's longest, longest running morning show. He means this morning. That's what he means is this morning. All right. So today is the day that President Thomas S. Monson will, LDS Church President Thomas S. Monson will be, as they say, laid to rest.
Unless you're hearing this on Monday morning.
Right. And if you're hearing it on Monday morning, he was, in fact, laid to rest on Friday.
Yes.
The funeral, huge funeral. They're expecting 35,000 people, was it? Just
how many does that thing hold?
You can be in the conference center, and then 35,000 or 31,500.
Hang on, we got a Mormon.
He's all dressed up real nice for the services.
I still have to do my hair, but I knew that if I did my hair before I got here,
how are you going to do it?
His mom's going to come by, and she's going to lick her hand.
It looks fine.
Thank you.
My grandma, before I went to church, used to clean my ears, and she'd put saliva on a handkerchief. She'd get one of her hankies out and put saliva on it, and then ream my ear out.
I've had that done too.
God.
So how many does the venue hold?
So I think the 31.5 comes from the combination of the conference center and the tabernacle.
Yes.
So overflow in the tabernacle.
But they've had plumbing problems?
Didn't I?
Overflow of people.
Didn't I hear some wards are going to be televising?
I'm sure they all will.
Sure. No, they won't all be televising it. They're in the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. There are some wards that have the capability to show that stuff. So,
and also, I believe, and you better let your wife know, Bill, that Deseret Industries is closed today.
Believe me, there's already been outrage expressed about that. What? What are they doing closing that? I said,
how dare they?
Again, unless you're listening to this on Monday.
Yeah.
They're open on Monday.
Right. Yeah. And then the internment, as they say, the burial will be in the Salt Lake Cemetery.
It is.
Is that where all of?
That's not where all of them are.
Brigham Young has his own special little place that nobody ever really goes to much, and it's right on First South, isn't it?
I'm gonna get there.
First Avenue.
There is a gentleman who is writing a book about prominent folks that are buried in the Salt Lake City Cemetery that I thought would be an interesting guest for the show.
Yeah.
But only 13, I think, of the LDS Church presidents are buried in Salt Lake City Cemetery. Joseph Smith buried back in Nauvoo. President Hunter, I want to say, up in Idaho. But for the most part,
that's where Howard Hunter was from.
I think so, or Benson, one of that early time in my youth.
I think Ezra Taft Benson for a long time was buried in a guy's garage. It's a short story written by. I'll show you the short story
because now it just sounds offensive.
It is. It's very offensive. It's a very offensive short story written by. His name is escaping me now. He was
local guy.
He was a professor for a while at BYU or UVU until he was kind of Brian Evans.
You'll find it.
I want to say Brian Evanson, very good writer.
Okay.
But
what, Kerry?
Now, Brett is asking this. Is I remember that the U.S. flag was half-staff for Hinckley when he passed, but I noticed that they haven't done it for months.
So there was a question about that yesterday with the viewing as to whether it would be at half-mast. I did not see it half-mast anywhere yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't see a flag until later today.
Little America is not half-staff.
Well, I don't think Earl Sinclair and.
But you think just
I don't think they got
out of
along.
respect
And the courthouse is not at half-staff.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Corey Feldman.
Yes, he is at half-staff.
He's on my ghoul pool, my dead pool.
It's Brian Evanson. Look him up, Richie. Brian Evanson. Corey Feldman. Well, he's been named in a sexual battery report.
Oh.
Police report. Law enforcement sources say that a woman walked into a police station Monday and filed a report claiming that Corey had grabbed her in 2017, last year. LAPD is investigating. Corey's rep says he vehemently denies these claims. It's as vehement as possible. Two Utah lawmakers, unnamed, have been accused of sexual harassment since 2008. So I think what that means is that a report that covers that period of time between 2008 and
really
now
specific.
Says that two different Utah lawmakers have been accused of sexual harassment by people at the legislature, employees and people who work there. And they're not naming them. And both of the legislators apparently underwent some sensitivity training and that sort of thing. And that's how it was resolved. But so it's not, at least according to that study, not incredibly common in the Utah legislature.
Oh, okay.
It's Boner Fight, the final round.
It's the winner from round 1 in the 7 o'clock hour, going against the winner from round 2 in the 8 o'clock hour. So round 1's winner was, I say don't warn them, let the stupid bastards help thin the herd. It's doctors are warning kids not to eat laundry detergent pods for a YouTube challenge, but some are.
Jeez.
Some are. Yeah, there's the YouTube challenge that says you can eat these laundry detergent pods. So see if you can do it. Well, it'll cause serious damage to you. So go ahead and do it if you want.
Thinning of the herd.
I need to be YouTube famous. I have to.
Dummies. And boner candidate number 2. Sometimes it's ignorance. Most times it's racism. A teacher accused of telling a black student that he might be lynched if he doesn't get back to work. The school district tried to excuse it a bit, saying, she shouldn't have said that, but, sometimes it's ignorance, and that's why people do these things. Yeah, well, sometimes it's racism, too, and that's what it is. That's number 2.
All right, there you go. You got to decide which one of these two candidates is the worst and boner of the day. You choose 1 or 2. And put that number in the message of a text, candidate number that you think should win, and text it to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696, speak, or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight January 12 and vote there. You've got 4.5 minutes. Let's go. It's Boner Fight, Boner of the Day.
X96.
Lair. Spell it with me now. L-A-I-R. Lair. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our two good Utah friends, Levar and LeGrande. LeGrande is planning a wedding for one of his many daughters. Levar has come over to LeGrande's house to borrow a cup of sugar when this conversation ensues.
LeGrande? LeGrande, where are you? Can I come in? Yep. Back here in the kitchen, Levar. Come on back.
What? What in heaven's name are you doing, LeGrande?
Well, as you know, Levar, my little girl Tabiona is getting married this weekend.
Right.
Well, I'm putting on a wedding, and it ain't easy or inexpensive for that matter. I'm saving myself some money by making the wedding cake myself.
You can make the cake cheaper than the ones you can get at Horman's? You know, the ones that come with the plastic balloons or rainbows on them?
Oh, yeah. And I can make a bigger wedding cake, too, for half the price.
Huh.
I found a recipe here in my old copy of the Ensign. How to make a big wedding cake for cheap. Look here at the picture. It's a 7-layer cake.
Boy, howdy, that is a beaut. How many layers is it?
7.
7?
1 more than 6, 1 less than 8. 7 layers.
Looks yummy. Hey, what's in each layer?
Sugar and lard.
Good Lord, LeGrande. That ain't 7 layers, that's only 2.
Listen up, Levar. I mix some lard with some sugar to make the lard sweet. I put that between each one of the cake layers to sort of glue them together, and then I cover the whole thing, all 7 layers, with another huge glop of lard mixed with sugar, except that's dyed pink. Hence, a 7-layer cake.
Oh. Well, what's the decoration you put on that then? Like candy hearts or them little silver BBs or anything like that?
No, but we got an old Barbie and Ken doll dressed up in wedding clothes. One of the little kids is making a cute gazebo-type thing out of Play-Doh. We're putting that on the top layer. It's going to look like a real wedding cake.
Oh. Hey, who's your little girl marrying, anywho? What's his line of work?
Well, he's a nice young man from Magna named Laron. He's a bricklayer.
Crater. Spell it with me now. Crater, C-R-A-T-E-R. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring that quintessential Utahn LeGrande R. Dunn and his son, LeGrande R. Dunn II, or LeGrande Jr., as the family calls him. Let's join them now as they stand in the line to see Santa Claus at the mall.
Now you remember, Junior, tell Santy nice and loud what you want for Christmas.
Okay.
But only ask for them inexpensive gifts that we already discussed betwixt the two of us.
I'm afraid of Santa Claus, Dad. He won't hurt me, will he?
Oh, no, of course not. As long as you don't ask him for them expensive gifts.
Okay.
You see that little boy over there with the broken arm?
Yeah.
He asked Sandy for one of them fancy video game thingers. Sandy has a lot of work to do at Christmas time, and he can get a little bit testy.
Well, how come Santa Claus gives us presents at Christmas time? I mean, Christmas is his birthday, not ours. We should give Santa Claus presents.
What? You think Christmas is Santa Claus's birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I knew I shouldn't have let you go to public school. I knew I should have kept up with that John and Vicky Singer home study plan. Christmas is not Sandy's birthday.
Well, whose birthday is it then?
Christmas is the birthday of Jesus Christ our Savior. And Jesus is the Son of God, the creator of the universe, and the creator of everybody and everything that's in it.
Everybody? I mean, did God create Batman?
Yes.
And Barney?
Yes.
And Coral Malone? And you and me and Mommy and even Santa Claus?
He is the creator of all things.
So I guess if God and Santa Claus got in a fight, God would win then.
That's it. We are getting out of this line and we're going over to Temple Square right now. You have got some learning to do.
Yeah.
See you in court.
It's Radio from Hell with Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, let's award boner of the day.
And this morning's boner is brought to you in part by French Bread Pizza.
And get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
So boner candidate number one, I say don't warn them. Let the stupid bastards do it and thin the herd. People, kids mostly, doing this YouTube challenge where they eat laundry detergent pods. They may look like candy.
No.
But they'll burn your throat. They'll kill you. And then boner candidate number two, sometimes it is ignorance, but most times it's just racism. A teacher telling a young black student that if he didn't get back to work, she was going to lynch him. School board tried to excuse it by saying, well, you know, teacher, we try to teach sensitivity.
No.
Sometimes these things that come from ignorance. Well, yeah, maybe, but sometimes it's racism too. Most of the time. Well, I'm surprised. The voting was really pretty close.
Really?
And the winner, boner candidate number one. I say don't warn them. Let the little bastards, do it and thin the herd.
I'll be YouTube famous. And there you go. That is the winner of Boner of the Day. It is now qualified for Boner of the Week. Dave the Flower Guy will be in here in the next break to decide who Boner of the Week is.
It's his birthday today, by the way.
Dave's birthday?
It's Dave's birthday.
At the risk of, I just didn't want to think Richie to think I was just being offensive to be offensive about the death of the prophet Monson, and I said something about Benson, Ezra Taft Benson. There's a writer, Brian Evanson, who used to teach at BYU, and he was a guest on our show long time ago, several times, and I'd interviewed him a bunch of times. It's really quite a good writer, short story, kind of almost, it's like he's a horror writer almost. And he was removed from his position at BYU, but one of the short stories he wrote was about a fundamentalist Mormon guy, not a member of the church, a fundamentalist guy, who digs up the body of Ezra Taft Benson and tries to resurrect him.
Yeah, you think Richie wants to read that?
No, I don't.
You told him he should read it.
No, I said just look up Benson.
No,
look
you
up
said he should read it.
Okay, well, don't read it.
Don't read it, Richie.
Well, you might want to read it.
I don't think he
pretty
wants
good.
to read it.
It's a horror story essentially.
I'll wait for the graphic novel.
And the guy does not come to a good end. I mean, it's not like.
You know what book I'm reading right now?
I don't, Gina. What is it?
The book about Prince by his first wife, Maite Garcia.
Really?
It's called The Most Beautiful.
Really?
Wow.
Okay, but don't you want to know? Didn't you always want to know about their baby?
No.
Because remember that was a weird story?
I don't remember.
What about their baby? I don't remember.
So it was so she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And then
she wasn't.
And then she wasn't, and they never talked about it.
Well.
Like she was huge pregnant. She wasn't miscarriage and then not.
Okay. Then she wasn't, and then we didn't hear anything.
And he would never talk about it. And
because it was nobody's business.
And he went on.
So why is she talking about it?
Because he's dead now. And she said he's dead now, so I can. He said we could never talk about it, but now I'll talk about it.
What was the deal?
Well, he was crazy Jehovah's Witness guy, and she was having like pregnancy issues, and he didn't want her to go to the doctor. She's like, something's wrong, something's not right, and so she would sneak and go to the doctor sometimes.
Oh, really?
But the doctor kept saying, "There's." We need to do tests. There's something seriously wrong with this baby. And he absolutely refused to do any of it. Well, apparently the baby was born with like 3 or 4 different
heads.
Not heads, but pop life. Syndromes like this pregnancy probably should have been stopped along the way because this baby was never going to.
It did not survive?
No, it was weird things like the eyes were born outside of the socket.
So she went into all the details.
Yeah.
Great.
And his hands and feet, were all fused together.
It sounds to me like this is worse
on the outside
than reading that Brian Evanson story.
But he wouldn't let her go to the doctor.
And what did they do with it?
No, I mean nothing. But it was just
still around?
No, the baby died at the hospital. But he was just very, very weird about it. Wouldn't
see? I didn't want to know that about Prince. I didn't even want to know he was a Jehovah's Witness, which I really never did or never thought about.
I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't really.
Yep.
Never paid attention to that.
Yeah.
And now I know too much, and now I don't like his music anymore.
This is a good song.
I'm not going to ever listen to this again. No.
All right, ready, Gina?
Yeah. Oh, Little Red Corvette. 1999.
Okay.
Purple Rain.
Very good.
Let's Go Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Raspberry Beret.
Mm-hmm.
I Would Die For You.
Wow. Okay.
When Doves Cry.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss.
Very good.
That was the Tom Jones version.
Cream.
Mm-hmm.
No.
One more time?
Yeah.
It's actually a Motorhead song he threw in.
Oh, I know it.
You need a little bit more?
Yeah, a little.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Erotic City.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Sign of the Times.
Very
Sign
good.
of the Times.
Never Take the Place of Your Man.
Yes.
Pop Life.
We just played that one. And
let's get Delirious. I Want to Be Your Lover.
very good. Very good.
I'm not ever listening to his stuff again. He was responsible for that baby being all messed up. That was Prince's fault.
So he blames himself.
He should.
Do you remember when he got all weird about the sex stuff? Like he's Sexy Prince, and then he's like, I can't be Sexy Prince.
Mm-hmm.
He thought that his baby was born with all these problems as God's punishment for him being Sexy Prince.
He was right.
He was not.
Is that why?
Yeah. That's why he thought.
But he was telling us then that God wanted us to be.
But then he felt weird about it and said, "This is God punishing me." And
this is, of course, according to an ex-wife who hated him.
No, she said I had the most beautiful life with him. She loved him till he left her for another woman. But she loved him.
And screwed up their baby.
He left her for another woman?
Yeah. He got married again.
He wanted to marry someone taller.
Everybody's taller than Prince.
Even taller than her.
That was one of her big complaints. Is she's like, he was always stealing my clothes.
All right, whatever. That's good.
That's the book.
I'm glad you're reading the classics.
That's the
I'm
literature
reading
I'm reading now.
Dostoevsky, Notes from Underground.
I know which one's more interesting. All right.
No, you don't.
I do. Because I read Dostoevsky. Snooze. Ready? 3, 2, 1. MattressFirm.com.
New Year's sleep sale at Mattress Firm. Listen, they want you to sleep well, sleep fit. You know, you get good sleep, you're healthier. And so, if you buy a new mattress at Mattress Firm worth $7.99 or more, they will give you a free Fitbit.
Now, that's not just for counting your steps during the day, but it helps track your sleep at night. And you're going to notice that you're sleeping better on a new mattress from Mattress Firm.
Mattress Firm's New Year closeout meaning rather that you can save 70% on famous name brands, floor models like Hampton and Rhodes. You can also save on all the essentials, adjustable beds.
Oh, I love mine.
Pillows, sheet cases. I'm really out of it today. We should just do this afterwards and more because Mattress Firm has new mattress line that. Did you hear about? You didn't hear about this probably because we started doing this ad for Mattress Firm while you were gone. They are now selling a mattress in a box. Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called the Tulo, Tulo.
Yes. Oh, cool.
A mattress in a box, and you won't pay a dime for delivery when you get one.
Cool.
So. If you want to find a Mattress Firm store near you, just go to mattressfirm.com.
Radio from Hell on X96. They hold up.
So, yeah.
I'm not too with it today, especially right now. At the end of the show, the end of the week.
I'm just mad because I'm supposed to be going on vacation. I'm not. Supposed to be getting on a plane.
Taking a vacation after she just got off vacation.
This is different. Okay. This is my birthday present. That's not happening.
Well, it's Dave's birthday today. Dave, the flower guy. Dave is hi, Dave.
Hello.
Dave is it's his birthday today. He's 22.
Yep. You taking the day off, Dave?
No.
Dave's a hard-working man.
Going on a special vacation for your birthday?
No.
You going to the movies?
Probably tomorrow.
Special dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? What kind of special dinner? Will your mom make you a special dinner for your birthday?
No, some people are taking me out to dinner.
Oh, really? Where? Do you know?
The pub.
Nice. Well, that's great.
That's pub.
Well, now, when you go to the pub for your birthday dinner, what will you have? Do you know?
Probably what I always have.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought. Which is what?
Enchilada.
An enchilada.
Beef,
a beef enchilada?
Yeah.
And do you like the onion soup?
Yeah.
Yeah, so will you have some onion soup at the pub? I know they're famous for that. French onion soup?
Maybe.
Well, it's your birthday. Splurge. You going to have a cake?
I don't know.
Bill's got some cake at his house.
What's my daughter's birthday cake? Don't be trying to give away my little girl's birthday cake.
It's a birthday cake.
All right.
All right, you ready to select
go.
boner of the
boner of the week?
Here we go, Dave. we had a full slate of candidates this week. Boner candidate number 1 from Monday: no good deed shall go unpunished. This was the young 14-year-old girl who had very nice long blonde hair, and she decided she wanted to donate that hair for cancer patients. They have natural hair wigs made. And so she cut off all of her hair, and now her school would not let her go back to school because she's shaved her head. Boner candidate number 2, it's, there are genetics in that. This was a Kansas lawmaker who thinks that marijuana should be illegal because he said black people are genetically unable to handle the effects of marijuana. Representative Steve Alford spoke out on against legalizing pot, saying, you really need to go back to the 30s when they outlawed all kinds of drugs in Kansas, and they did it mainly because of the blacks. It's because of their genetics and that. Boner candidate number 3, Wednesday, we will not tolerate uppity teachers. This is the Louisiana middle school teacher who was asking in a school board meeting, why is it that the superintendent is getting a raise and none of the teachers are getting a raise? She was removed from the meeting forcibly, handcuffed, pushed to the floor, handcuffed, and then taken out to a patrol car by a police officer who has a history, by the way, it was in the news today, a history of using too much force in arrests. Boner candidate number 4 from yesterday, this is what keeps racism alive. A private Christian school in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, under fire after asking 4th graders to lay out 3 good reasons for slavery as part of a homework assignment. And boner candidate number 5 from today, I say don't warn them. Let the stupid bastards help thin the herd. It's the latest social media YouTube deal, the laundry soap challenge, laundry detergent challenge, which people are urged to try and eat those laundry detergent pods. Sure, John Smith will try that.
I already have. They're not good.
Yeah. So, Dave, which one was the worst? Which one was the boner of the week?
Number 3.
We will not tolerate uppity teachers.
Oh, really?
Teacher being taken out of the school board meeting for saying, why is the superintendent getting a raise and none of us teachers are getting a raise?
Interesting.
That's good.
All right. Well, it was tough to choose this week, so I wouldn't have been able to. All right. Let's see. Anything else? We have any business that we have to get to? Or,
anything happening this weekend that you guys are doing?
I'm just recording geek shows on Saturday is all. And,
yeah, I think I'm free and clear. I got to rest. Man, I injured myself yesterday a little bit, and I didn't sleep well last night.
Yes, Richie.
Doing the axe throwing.
Yeah, we were throwing axes for a business. It's a client we're going to be talking about coming up, but we went to try this axe throwing,
and Bill was great, but he hurt himself doing it.
I did okay, but I pulled a hamstring.
You should have, a little stretching.
Yeah, I should have.
A little stretching before you start, because
Next
it's it's not horribly physically demanding, but you need to be able to throw the old axe.
Gina, I've got something for you from the Sundance Film Festival.
An axe?
No. So we just got a confirmed guest. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Are you ready? Lou Diamond Phillips.
Wasn't he on once before?
Well, he was supposed to be on once before.
We scheduled him. He never showed up. But
but this year is our Lou Diamond Phillips year.
What show was I just recently watching that he was on and he was damn funny? Oh, it's You're the Worst. He's on You're the Worst. Look up those episodes.
Okay.
It's Jose Chavez.
Ooh, what?
From Young Guns.
Oh.
It's Richie. Yeah, that's what I'm excited for.
Okay.
Morales.
Let's see.
And people have been asking, so are you guys going to be up at Wasatch Brew Pub? Yes, we are, and you are not invited. You'll be able.
Well,
no, people
don't
are.
say that.
No,
it's a
people,
restaurant. They can come.
In the morning time, the 6 to 10, it's not open where people can come and be able to join us.
And then we're there the rest of the day.
It's different, though, from how we've done it in the past.
I've received several emails from people saying, I don't see your tickets for purchase for us to be able to come and join us. That's because they are not available.
We're not doing it that way.
There is no established place for an audience.
But we are. That's part of the reason we're doing the Lights Camera Brunch, though.
Correct. On the 21st, which is sold out. If people want to see our coverage, we are going to be Facebook Living and all sorts of social media. So make sure that you are following Radio from Hell on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Radio from Hell if you want to see our coverage from the film festival next weekend.
Right. Let's do the promo and get out of here.
Enjoy your weekend.
On Monday's Radio from Hell show, Amy Donaldson talking sports, Bill Frost talking TV, and geek news on the radio.
I ate too many cheese-flavored crackers.
Okay.
That's all on Monday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
I just do what's written. I don't care.
He was on NCIS last week. Lou Diamond
Phillips.
All right. Hi, John.
Hey, dudes. You know what I've got today?
What's that?
Another dad joke.
Okay.
You want one?
No.
Okay. Sure. How do you kill a vegetarian vampire?
I don't know how.
With a stake to the heart.
I gotcha.
Because it's a steak.
You know why male witches never have babies, don't you? Because they have Halloweenies. There you go. I got them.
Yay!
Okay.
Should not be applauded.
Let's go. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
If you're lucky, you'll get wanded.
John Smith is next.
Let's keep listening, okay?
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.